Hello, everyone. Welcome to this entirely professional stream, including Catface. We're playing Uncaged, our D&D 5th edition game. Season finale. Let's see if they've actually managed to find the correct plot this time, and if they're going to ignore it or not. I mean, so far they've been very interested in cursed items, trying to kill each other, and obtaining more cursed items. So, who knows what today will bring? It's one way to find out. We'll quickly go around and let people say who they are and who they're playing today. And then our very own Graham is going to give a recap. And we'll get back on the stream. I'm just going to start with my top left. Kai, played by Swapper.
Well, that was it then. Hello, I'm Swapper.
That's all there's to you? That's
that
sad.
is literally there. That's all there is to me.
Perfect. Lady Dame.
I had to unmute. Hi, I'm Lady Dame, and I am playing Pris, everybody's favorite tiefling, who has never hurt anybody ever, and has done nothing wrong ever.
The picture of innocence and a model citizen, obviously. Speaking of model citizens and absolute innocence, Wild.
Yes, hello. I'm Wild Engineer, and I am playing Welby, the warlock halfling, who is extremely well-intentioned, but gets into a lot of trouble.
So the thing is, we did promise Graham we'd give lots of time, and then Swapper sort of dodged everything. I think Graham is still writing that poem he promised, even though then he said he wouldn't, so we need to bullshit a little more. So we're just gonna go back to Swapper, who weaseled his way out of doing a proper introduction, and give him another chance. Swapper, would you like to tell us more about Kai?
Absolutely. They are in no way extraordinary. They have nothing at all going on. They're just a simple druid who likes screaming at people. Nothing more. Just that. They are also very adept at making shields. That is not a misshapen saucepan. That is indeed a shield.
It only took a few hours. It was totally worth it.
That Smith didn't know what he was talking about.
Absolutely not. And there was no shade thrown, not a single snarky remark.
Not whatsoever.
None ever. Hey, Graham's ready for us. Go
Hi,
for it,
everybody.
Graham.
So I've got the main things, and I'll just roleplay the rest. Okay. At Mad Jack's Dear Welby went. At Mad Jack's Dear Welby went. Cursed items for free, no gold to be spent. He poured out a gift bag for his friends. Oh drat! Out came 3 groups, a whole swarm of rats. The party did huff and sought a reprieve, happy and healthy and so very alive. They settled for breakfast. They settled for meals. And then came a new person named Eva. What's their deal?
Beautiful, Graham.
The end.
Thank you. Do you want to mention that you're playing Sam today, or?
Oh, I'm Graham. I'm Gramander. I play Samander. He's a cleric, I think.
Acceptance at last.
Sure about that?
I mean, he might be a wizard. You never know. He does carry that book everywhere.
Swear to God, if you multiclass to wizard after this.
I mean, I'm
I
just
could.
smelling warlock in his future for some reason. It's very strange.
I mean,
It's not gonna happen. I'm gonna enter a deal with the devil just to get rid of the other pact.
Depending
That's
on
what
what
you call a
anything
warlock.
means, he could already be a warlock.
He could already be a warlock. Warlocks don't know what they're doing, yo. That's the class's secret. They're always confused. Right, so we're picking this wonderful game back up where our little group was having breakfast to some degree. Some of you were eating, some of you were fighting. You know, what's in a name? It's just a cozy, wonderful breakfast. When indeed a pale-looking woman with incredibly long dark hair came to you and pleaded with you to please help her save Kavia.
Go what?
My
Who?
village, Kavia.
Oh. What's
sorry.
happening there?
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard Beatrice saying that you're pretty tough adventurers, and I just really need some help. And some of the other groups have already turned me down because all I can offer in return is a few ancient gems and some magical items.
Oh, more magical items.
I like magic.
Sam-
items.
Hmm?
She said that they're calling us adventurers.
I'm gonna say that's
course.
not a big word for us.
What's the problem at your city, town,
Village.
village?
It's not that big. I don't know what's happening in the village. I cannot enter anymore. I normally safeguard the village from my shrine. And for some reason, I can't enter anymore. I'm worried if my shrine falls into disrepair, I'll have to go somewhere else and my village will be in ruin.
What do you mean you can't enter? Like, does it kick you out, or does it just...
There's some sort of invisible barrier.
For anybody or just you?
I think just me.
And I'm sorry, what exactly do you do to protect? I said a shrine. I mean, I don't think I've heard of that before.
I keep the blizzards and avalanches at bay. We're far up in the mountains. We're in a snowed-in
How the
area.
fuck do you do that?
Well, I am part of nature.
Oh, alright.
And what is your shrine a shrine to?
Oh no, it's not a shrine to anything. It is a part of me.
Like
I'm
a
sorry,
dryad in a tree?
No, it's fine.
I assumed since people called you adventurers, you'd know. I'm a snow spirit, like a sort of like a. You mentioned dryads. It's sort of like a dryad, but with a mountain and snow and things.
Have I heard of these before?
Roll me a history check.
Okay. That's a 15.
It's a 15.
Mhm.
You've heard of similar creatures, but in just about every book and culture you've read of, they have a version of these. Like a little, like in distant lands, Japan, they'd be Yuki Onas, for instance. In this region, there's a lot of snowy winter ghost spirits things. It's like a huge pillar of pretty much everything in mythology. The types that usually like pick a village to guard aren't necessarily like, they're not good creatures, but they're not evil either. They just pick an area that's theirs and they mind everything in it.
Well, if you, by you not being able to enter, the town will fall into disrepair, that would be... Or get hit by an avalanche, I guess. I suppose we could try and help and see what's going on.
Any idea why that's happening? Did you piss off the villagers or something?
I don't really know.
Do you have any
think-
enemies?
I never did, but last time I went into the village, people looked at me differently. And I have no idea what changed. I don't think I did anything wrong.
Did you kill anybody?
Not recently.
What's recently?
A couple 100 years ago?
Alright. Did you hurt anybody?
No, again, a couple 100 years ago. They were trying to take over the village back then, so I just put an avalanche on top of them. So they kind of
That
had it
makes sense.
coming.
I mean, we've helped other villages. I don't see why at least we can't. Maybe there was just some sort of misunderstanding. We could probably go and talk to them and see what's going on and maybe get a better picture of what's going on if you're all okay. We were very busy trying to get help for Kai, but
What kind of a misunderstanding gives you a giant magical barrier?
I don't know.
It's a lot of mispronunciation there.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair, we can look at it, I suppose. It's not any big house, so...
Are we in a hurry?
Kinda is. Sis?
Is this on the way to where we need to go? Anik.
It's about half a day detour. Not counting how much time you spent there. But you are still traveling in roughly the correct direction. The detour is mainly the part where you have to go up the mountain halfway, rather than stay in the valley and cross through. Hang on. Yeah. Chris, you're the smart one. Can you roll me an intelligence check? And Sam as well?
Sure.
That's
12.
a 6.
A 6. Chris, you're just sort of mesmerized by the way her hair sort of seems to be moving without there being any wind.
I want to know how to do that. I will cast just a little bit of thaumaturgy to see if I can get my hair to do that. Just a
It
little
goes.
Darn.
Sam, if you, like you're thinking of how long this will take and how much of a detour this is, and you remember that map is a very loose term, the kind of map you saw. And since you're crossing through the valley to get to where Kai needs to go, you're going pretty much underneath this village. If this woman is the one who stops avalanches from happening, not helping her might mean you will not make it through that pass at all. Because it might just end up completely closed off to many, many people, including you.
Sneaky.
I see.
Hey, look, plot hook. You're trapped here forever.
I'll just get a job at Mad Jack's. It's okay.
Fireball the
okay.
Oh man, that would be a fucking spin-off. Mad Jack's Adventure Party.
All right. As far as you know, are there any ways that you know of that can keep you out of a village? I know that like Faye had issues with like cold iron.
No, well, apparently regular magic. It hasn't exactly happened to me before. I don't have anything I'm like. You can't throw salt at me and make me disappear. I mean, it's not that kind of snow spirit.
You're a good spirit, right?
No, it's really more of a neutral thing. It's very much like nature. You know, sometimes the weak die, and sometimes they have a happy life. It is what it is.
I appreciate your honesty, at least.
Can I insight checker? I feel like Sam doesn't
Same.
trust Faye anymore.
Please do.
Okay. 18 plus what's my insight? Plus 7, so that's a 25?
She means what she's saying, and she's probably not Faye. Oh no, an NPC without the Faye template in my game?
What? Who are you and what have you done with Anik?
That seems all above board, and I think that we should do this, and I'll look to the rest of the group, that we should do this because it will make our journey to where we're going much harder, with avalanches and with snowfall blocking the path.
Or we can do it just to be helpful.
I'd do it just to be helpful. I mean, but also, it does. I feel like we should help either way, and
We kind of lost our original goal for getting out of the village out of our eyes. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you, but don't want to get trapped in a snowfall if something
No,
happens.
definitely not. No.
Should we buy snowshoes or
Oh,
things like that?
Probably not the snowshoe. They're the round ones with like. It's not that flat. Maybe some climbing shoes, like the spiky things they put under their feet.
Do we need rope?
You always need rope.
Okay, rope. Well, I have 50 feet of rope because I bought it in my adventures pack,
Oh.
Yes, you did.
and I have pittons.
Yep.
I believe that's in there.
2 of them, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we should probably invest in that. So I suppose we should have a written agreement, just so that.
Boy.
Why?
Yeah.
Because that way there's no misunderstanding, and then we don't. If we do this, no offense, the other party can't say "Oh, I never said I would do this."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they can also just do that if they've got the written agreement. They can just say, no, I'll never write that.
Or we can just sign the paper now, and then when we get there, they can write the agreement, and then we'll all be happy. Saves time.
Well, they can't go in there.
Yeah, so
Well,
while
I
we're
figure
going in there,
if
they
you
can write
need
the
to-
agreement after we've signed it, and then that's all good.
I figured if you need time to prepare, I can at least go ahead and have a look at my shrine outside of the village. I have a small. Ever since I've been barred, I set up a small shrine just outside.
What kind of offerings do people put at your shrine?
Oh, not that much actually. It's not like I demand tribute or anything.
Insight check?
Please.
Oh, that's shit. That's a 7.
True. I mean, people bring ribbons and little toys,
Oh.
little wall hangings, but I don't ask them to. But they know I like to decorate that way.
That's so sweet.
They try to bring me flowers, but it's a little difficult. With living above the snow line.
I can see that.
So if I give you directions, you'll meet me there, or I don't actually know how to write. So if you want to contract, I don't know, do I?
I
How does
can
that work?
dictate it to you.
I also can't read very well.
We can shake on it.
I could
I've
read
never
it to
had
you.
to
as a-
learn.
I mean, that's entirely fair.
If you just tell us the agreement, and we shake on it, and then it's formal.
That works.
Verbal contract.
A verbal agreement.
That works.
Nothing can go wrong when that happens.
Honestly, if you
yes.
feel better if it's on paper. I don't see why you put so much stock in putting it on a bit of parchment. Anyone can put anything on a bit of parchment and say it's true.
Right, just sign it anyways.
At least
But a
if
parchment
you say
won't-
it out loud, you know who's saying it.
But a parchment, if well kept, can last longer than a lifetime. a verbal agreement
Depends
lasts
on
only
whose
until...
lifetime.
But if you look someone in the eyes while making an agreement, you can see if they're lying, and if they just give you a piece of paper, you have to trust that they wrote down what's true.
I suppose, but we should get going. Do we all want to walk together that way?
Whatever works. For me, I feel I need to get back and do what I can, even though my magic is diminished. So it depends on how long.
I was
you
just
need to
going.
prepare.
Yeah, I was just going to run and get some crampons for our boots and an additional 50 feet of rope. 20 minutes tops.
I don't mean to be rude, but can you teleport or fly? Because I was going to teleport.
Can you take us with you?
No.
Oh, we can't teleport. We're not those kind of adventures. At least not yet. I don't know if that's
It's
something
sometimes
we can
hard
do.
to tell. I've seen some people I could have sworn couldn't teleport, and yet off they went. So I just check now.
Is that something you could just do later on? Just is that?
I mean, I can do it now. I don't know how you work.
That sounds really fucking useful.
Is that kind of like what we did? Kind of do that teleporting thing back with the back in Affenwin with the dryads.
Oh yeah, dryads like
Yes.
to walk through trees.
We did?
I guess that's different than teleporting, but it was still different than anything I've ever done.
It's very quick. But no, I sort of go in the air, and then I become the air, and then I stop being the air somewhere else.
Wow. Is that why your hair's always like blowing like that? It's a neat
yes.
trick.
Also,
I think
also
it's
I just
very
like
cool.
it.
That's fair. It looks very cool.
How about I teleport ahead and I give you directions?
That sounds perfect.
Great. She'll draw you out, sketch out a little map, with a little road up the mountain. Not only telling you which bits of the road to take, but also crossing out false options. Like, okay, if you get to this rock that sort of looks like a troll head with this really big nose, don't go left, go right. That's sort of, they're pretty clear instructions. Are you laughing at me saying that you're getting clear instructions?
No, I mean, no, sorry. There's a
There's a thing.
bad.
Oh wow, it's huge! Oh my god. Can you hold him up again? He's enormous. Oh my god, he is. Look at that face. Right, sorry. Briefly distracted.
All right.
happens.
All right. Having given clear instructions written down, I assume by one of you as she is speaking them,
Mm-hmm.
she will wish you the best of luck. Oh, and if you're halfway up the mountain and you do get lost, just call out. I'll try and come.
That's good to know. Are we dressed for winter?
No, you're dressed for rainy weather, not cold.
Okay. Okay, so I know what I'm doing today. You thought you weren't getting another shopping episode.
Shopping episode part 3.
Or would you like me to
Cursed-
list the following items I want and then you just
Cursed
tell me the
items
price?
reloaded. Okay, tell me what you want and I'll tell you how many of them are cursed.
Okay.
What do you really do?
I want 4 sets of crampons for boots.
Check.
I want another 50 feet of rope.
Mm-hmm.
And I want some fur coats or cloaks for the group.
Okay.
Is that
Or
climbing
mittens or something. Just winter attire. We'll just flavor text.
Sorry, I got distracted by Chris saying cursed items reloaded, more items, more cursor. Definitely a word.
Is there anything
I will
free?
throw in whatever money needs to happen for that. I still have some.
Yeah, same.
Okay,
Is there anything free that will keep us really warm?
I will buy things for Welby.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are free that will keep you really warm until you die of fire damage. So, you know, there's options. I think, though, your party members might have an opinion, and I think you might find yourself with something resembling a babysitter at this point in time. Probably Chris.
It was just a question.
Usually.
You find everything you need. If you want like a complete cold weather outfit for every party member, it's 10 gold a person.
Okay.
If you're going
Yep.
for the, if you go for like
Okay.
cold weather gear to the point where you don't need constitution checks for the most part, and you have advantage by the time you do.
All right, so I will cover Kai and mine.
And I can cover mine and Welby's.
I want to do that. I've got like 100 gold left that I don't really need.
And tell me how expensive this is. I want a full kit.
You're the hunter, Kai. You should be telling me what we need.
They probably are.
4 sets of crampons, and would be 20 gold, assuming you're sort of dismantling like 4 climber kits to get there.
Can we just?
I mean,
get 4
We could just get the climber kits at that point.
Yeah.
No, because a single climber's kit is 25.
Oh,
So I'm
Oh.
assuming if a climber's kit is 25, then the crampons and batons are like 5, because the rest is boot tips, gloves, and a harness.
okay. I will buy an entire climber's kit
Okay.
Same
with my last 25 gold.
Okay, you have batons, boot tips, gloves, and a climbing harness. If you're using it to climb with, you can never fall more than 25 feet. Provided you set it correctly.
I will also buy one, but mostly side-eyeing Pris and Welby.
What could possibly go wrong?
Climbing
have
and
enough
cold weather.
I have enough to buy, like, you know, the coats and the, like, cold weather gear. Not necessarily the climbing gear, but the cold weather gear for both myself and Welby.
Yeah, because we can definitely use the climber's gear, get up there, and then remove the crampons once we're up there and we have the rope. And slide them down.
Alright. You're all set. Money marked off. No trips to the bargain basement. You're good to set off.
Do we need something for the dragon?
Technically, he can fly in little bursts. He is going to get incredibly cold.
Can we go like buy, I don't know, an insulated bag or something?
Well, I mean, we already have the adventurer's bag. We could line it with furs.
Oh yes, like a little.
There
nest.
is also like a little boutique with like cat, dog, and lizard costumes. If you want to get him a little fur coat.
Yes.
I have no gold.
I have all the gold to make this happen.
Beautiful. Let me look at.
That's
so
what
you have,
I
you,
was
there's like price
saving
points.
for.
If you want like the cheap ones, you're looking at like 2 gold, but they're not really warm. They're just kind of, they make that annoying crunchy sound when you touch the fabric. If you want to go actual fur lined, you're looking at about 8 gold, but that does include little slots for his wings in the back, so he can wear it and still flap around with his little
Of
front feet
course,
sticking
we're
out.
just going to buy the best.
Can you send images in a sending spell?
No, I'm afraid you're going to have to paint a picture with words. I will say did you? No, he hasn't been named yet. The unnamed pseudo dragon looks stunning right now, like the world's most adorable pampered cross between a pseudo dragon and a chihuahua.
It's almost like someone should redeem name the next NPC to name the pseudo dragon.
Oh no. Oh, hello, Herman.
Scorch Razor, the ever burning Dark Lord of all.
Returns.
I'm pretty sure that was already a bit of fire you named last time.
It was.
I think that's not some.
That was the
cute
fire.
little flame. Yeah. Hey, I mean, if you can get fire methods to work your bellows, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. So I guess we regroup at the inn once we've purchased all the stuff.
So tell me, Lady Dame, what is this pseudo dragon's name? Sir Wilfred. Sir Wilfred is wearing a custom fur coat with wing slots. Dat is echt
Wonderful.
geen handig plek om te
How
liggen,
does
hoor.
this play out in game though? Is the pseudo dragon approaching us and just going, "This is my name now"?
I
Like, for
mean,
long and hard
probably
about
it's smart enough.
It is smart
It
enough.
is.
I think at some point you just walk past with the pseudo dragon on your shoulder, and Beatrice inclines her head and goes, "Sir Wilfred,
What
Sam, Kai."
is
Have
that? Is that
we
your name?
Told her? I have told her my name.
Yeah,
I was gonna be
you
concerned.
did. You
for a
introduced
moment.
yourself like right off the bat, and then you went, "Oh, and this is Kai, by the way."
Hey, gotta trust the town guard, especially when they're double fisting pints on the job.
Hey, look, she does good work.
She does good work.
She's
I give a nod and keep going.
Guy does the same but looks terribly confused. At the pseudo dragon.
He just sort of.
Nothing.
Before we go, everyone, I bet you're wondering why I've gathered us all down here for lunch.
Is it for lunch?
Dearly beloved, we have gathered
Yes,
here today.
and I have these 2 extra banshee tears, and I open my little cursed pouch.
Yes, you open your cursed pouch.
And they are magical and can keep you alive, as we discovered yesterday.
That sounds properly useful.
Oh wow, that's
And I have one in my
Nope.
shield,
oh.
but we have 2 more. So which one? Who wants them? I guess that's my question. Who wants one?
I mean, if nobody else wants to take one, I'd take one. Because, I was murdered by that thing, basically.
Yeah. I don't get
Alright.
hurt a
I mean-
lot, so I don't need one.
I do feel like Kai, when we do get into trouble, things seem to like to go after. Well, they like to go after Sam a lot, but they do also seem to go after you too, Kai. I would feel better if you had one.
So we have 1 left.
You should take it, Pris.
Oh, I suppose it wouldn't hurt.
They do require attunement.
Oh, I think I might. I guess I have. Well, the scarf. That's not coming off. The scarf is so wonderful. This little
It's also
crown.
slightly creepy, to be honest. It's just the way it's swaying and...
Oh, I know it, but it's so useful. I think it's rather fetching.
I mean, it is, but, really creepy. It just... The armor and the scarf is kind of throwing me off.
That's fair. It's honestly, it's throwing me off a little bit too. I was hoping to find somebody to change the color, but so far, oh well, I kept getting distracted by books, really. I think, as a player, I think I have the scarf, I have the mind's crown that are attuned, and I believe that's it at the moment, because I've given away the other stuff that I had. Yes. I think I actually have room for in my attuned items for it.
Hand it over.
Kai now has the Banshee Circlet, and Welby has the Ioun Stone of Sustenance.
And I've got the Banshee's Tear.
Now I have the Banshee Tear. Sweet.
Because I sold that cursed ring.
Who has the identified cube?
Welby still has it.
Well, so that's one of your attuned items, Welby, for your.
We cast removed curse, so it is currently not attuned to anyone.
Oh, that's right.
Because I have no 3rd level spell slots today.
Where is Welby keeping it? Was it is like in one of
I
the
thought we put it in
extra-dimensional
a-
spaces?
I thought we put it in a pack so that we wouldn't be touching it.
Okay.
It's in a pack, but not in my scarf.
Okay. Good to know.
Because I came into this session, I was like, why do I have no 3rd level spell slots? And I was like, oh,
yeah,
I
because you
conjured
got rid of
food,
the identified cube.
and I removed curse.
Yes. Fair enough. All right. So uncursed items handed out. Look at you gathering actual magical items. I'm so proud of you.
Weird. I don't know what that's about.
Trust them.
Cursed items? Never heard of them.
Something's wrong.
I do have that loot that's potentially cursed that's still in my bag that I haven't touched yet because I can't tell what it does.
That's not true. You played a couple tunes from it.
Nah, I played tunes from the other one.
The tiny one.
From my loot, not the cursed loot.
I mean, you didn't play it, but you did it enough so that we know it's perfectly tuned.
Oh. That's right. I might have done that. And then put it away.
Nothing can possibly go wrong with any of this.
Do we leave today or do we leave tomorrow?
Did she say how long the travel was to this village? Like without teleportation? I
It
imagine
was
she
a
may
day
not.
and a half?
Yeah,
Right?
a day and a half.
Do we have time to
Well-
go tomorrow and still get to Kai's thing in time?
Maybe it's better if we take off tonight and then we can arrive end of day tomorrow?
That we weren't going to arrive at our original destination within. Was it a week now?
I can't remember. I think so.
About 9 days? About 9 days.
So would we even be able to arrive at the. What was its name? Octavius? Something?
Sure. Why write down what your main quest in life is?
I've got it somewhere, I just don't want to spend 15 minutes searching.
Fair enough. I'm pretty sure it's not Octavius. I think it's Octaruda. Octaruda Township.
Right.
So would we even be able to make that before 9 days?
If you don't spend more than like 2 days helping Kavia, and you get a hustle on after that, you quit having fights with rats when you have no business doing those things.
Well, I'd say let's get going. We've got a little time to waste. Though I'd like to sleep in about one more night, but you know, we've got.
That's fair.
plans.
Yes.
I mean, I agree with you, but we were gonna have to sleep in a tent at some point sooner rather than later, so might as well get it over with.
Also, apparently we're now being followed by cats, so there's that.
Oh,
That's true.
right.
Sleeping outside
Well,
isn't that
I'm being-
bad.
yeah.
It's fun sometimes.
Yeah, the cat thing is a little strange, but all right.
That's a really vulgar. Just wanted to let you know that some of them are. Anyway, let's get going.
All right, I'm out the door. I grab a bagel from the table, or some bread.
Mhm.
Whatever I was gonna eat for lunch, it's now in my hand. I'm just
I
gonna munch it
assume
on the
we're eating
road.
lunch during this discussion.
Yeah.
Either that or
Oh.
just pack your lunch. Like, they'll happily give you a doggy bag with your lunch if you pay for it.
Obi will stuff as much of the free food as he can.
Chill, in godsnaam. Laat het
Somebody
gaan.
said dog.
Laat het gaan. Look, one of you is being followed by a herd of cats. The local dogs are very interested in what your party is doing.
Oh yes, Shackers.
Off.
Welcome to Uncaged.
Yeah.
Off.
On the bright side, we're never gonna get snuck up on. Cats always know everything.
You'd really think that, wouldn't you?
The cats only like you, like they're not now perpetually your pet. Also, Zoom can go fuck itself. There we are. Oh.
Oh, look at
Hello.
the neat face.
All right, so do we have anything we
Let's
have to
go.
do in the city? Okay, good.
I do. I have to make sure I say goodbye to Ogisa before we leave. Because
Fair.
I made a new friend.
You definitely made a new friend.
She arrests you.
End of season 1. Season 2 is how you break Welby out of jail.
Do we?
No.
I mean,
You probably
I could make
live
it
in
happen.
Toronto.
Probably pretty easily.
No, fortunately, Ogisa is still very much interested in shadowing you and seeing if she can, in fact, arrest you for anything. So far, very disappointed by your good behavior. Oddly impressed. Honestly, didn't think you managed to behave this well for this long.
Wait, so she was there when we were fighting the rats?
Oh, no. No, the people watching you fight the rats were the people who were technically mining the people drinking mystery cocktails in the alchemy store.
Hmm.
They were very helpful, though.
I mean, they did fix you up after, but, you know, they spent most rounds pure diseasing everyone drinking whatever the hell was coming out of those test tubes.
But they helped with salmon. That was what was important.
So Welby's gonna be
Imagine
all
Kai
like,
just speed walking out of the city. Just
Walking.
Yeah, I'm
really
hustling.
fast.
And we're
I'm-
going.
Into the woods.
I'm hustling.
you know, he's
You're
gonna be
hustling.
like,
Into the woods.
Back onto the road.
like, bye Ogisa.
Fuck,
Thanks
no
for
more people.
following me and keeping me safe.
That is definitely what I was doing, small one. Good
I
luck.
know, it was fun drinking with you.
Don't piss off any pixies.
I can't promise that.
Ooh, I need to stay here, but I want to follow you. Good luck.
Just waving as we walk out.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a bet on this right now that Ogisa is neurotic enough that eventually she's gonna hunt down our party later on.
Middle of night sending spell. Hello. Have you been arrested yet? I would prefer to be the one to do the arresting.
Level 13. I have come to arrest you.
I know what you did.
What did we do? You littered!
I mean, that would be the kind of thing she'd get you for, yeah.
Breaking and entering.
Oof,
And it won't
also a
even
good
be
one.
Welby doing it.
I heard you guys
Of course
broke a
not.
door and charged into someone's house.
Like, what?
Yep.
No, I was just talking to the
So, that travel we're doing.
Yes, so I'm willing to hand wave a fair amount of travel if everyone could roll me one constitution check to see how you're doing in this hustle, in this weather, on this mountain.
And Welby's gonna be collecting as much kindling as possible while traveling. Or good kindling.
Actually, I'll give you a saving throw. I'll be nice. Still constitution.
Is it at advantage with the winter attire? Or-
No, because
flat
it's not
roll.
a weather-inspired check. It is a hustling for 8 hours inspired check.
Okay.
17.
17.
I got a 10.
15.
How much, Kai? Sorry?
15.
15.
Now it were survival. Just kidding.
I got a 7.
I
So-
was gonna say it's my pink armor that's keeping. It's the spirit of adventuring.
Just start off and then just. Hello.
It's doing. Pris is doing the best on this trek. Is strange.
You really are. Well, Welby already stated he is trying to collect as much kindling as they can. which considering you're like starting up the mountain, so you're still under the tree and snow line, so there's a lot of kindling. So after like 2 hours, Welby is staggering under the amount of kindling and bits of wood he has gathered. um, Sam, you can tell me, how does it look like when you and your 10 start to struggle?
I'm wearing chainmail.
Oh, that is a good point. This is heavier than you're used to.
This is really heavy, and then on top of that, I've got a pseudo dragon on my shoulder, and I've got an adventurous pack and climbing gear now in my bag, and my tent.
Oh god, tents are so heavy. Alright, so you start off strong, and after actually not that long, considering the weight you're carrying, you're huffing and you're puffing, and your shoulders are killing you. Both Welby and Sam can please take a level of exhaustion. Other than that, it is an uneventful trip. Eva's directions do seem to be accurate. You see the landmarks when you expect to see them. And you can follow the path up.
Would it help one of those two if I cast Enhance ability?
How much does that give them as a bonus?
Strength. It has advantage on strength check, advantage on constitution checks, and 2d6 temporary hit points for 1 hour. And I can do that for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours.
Alright, so I'm going to say no for this check because you're a little late.
Fair enough.
But if you want to use that in the future, absolutely. The advantage on Constitution would have helped them.
I was looking up how long it was. 10 minutes.
Fair. No, but like in general, if that's like if you're looking up a detail on a spell you're already considering, at least give me a heads up you're considering a spell, because then I can at least not describe what happens when you fail, because then we're just retroactively changing a lot of shit.
That is completely fair.
Wonderful. Right, we have 2 exhausted people and 2 very chipper people scampering up a mountain.
Pris
Night
is gonna
does fall early.
I was gonna say Pris is singing a little bit on her way up and just sort of she's feeling pretty good about this particular trek. Just humming a little tune, sort of nonsensical. I don't have words for this one yet, so I haven't picked which song.
Not
But that's
even, not even the books in your bag are slowing you down.
Nope.
When are we going to make camp?
Oh, Sam, you look a little tired, I suppose. Well, if it's getting dark, we should.
This makes sense. Plus, we haven't even gotten all the way up to the top of the mountain yet.
Oh, we're supposed
I mean,
to.
let's just find a clearing or something and we can plonk down either. I mean, fucking terrible.
Oh, there looks over that way. Does that look like an ideal camping spot?
Oh my, yes it does.
That looks lovely. Okay.
I'll go set up a fire. I've got so much wood.
You did very well in gathering all of that. We'll have
Actually,
a nice
really
fire
useful.
tonight.
Like,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have draw wood so far up the mountain, so that's really useful.
You need a lot of wood when you're sleeping outside because, you know,
That's
the wet
true.
wood doesn't catch fire. So
That's fair.
get it when you can.
Oh, this will be a nice. I mean, it won't be as nice as the beds we had back in the inn, but this will be a nice night for camping, I'm sure.
Of course.
I can take first watch if you want.
Okay. I guess.
I'll take third.
Okay, I can take the second watch.
Who am I going to join on watch?
Do you want to take watch with me, Welby? We're usually the team on watch.
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, I appear to have misplaced one of my books that I needed for the day. It's fine. I heard stuff about camps and watches. How are those going?
Good.
So we'll be setting up a fire and lighting it with
Yeah,
prestidigitation.
we already
I
made it
mean,
through the
it's-
night with nothing bad happening.
Oh, that is really well done.
Mhm.
Andy
I
needs
was
help
very
setting up those
diligent.
tents.
Oh, I suppose we should do that, setting up the camp itself.
Nah.
I mean, it's not like you've ever set up a terrible, terrible camp before that nearly slid into a swamp or anything.
I don't know what you're
I don't
talking
think we
about.
I was half dead by that
I
point.
mean, the counts for everyone else. Welby just sleeps outside all the time.
It's a little chilly, but I can help set up. I feel like I've gotten pretty good at, well, not pretty good, but I feel like I've gotten okay at helping with that.
Yeah,
I learned
can-
quickly.
if you want to help me set up the tent, that's fine. That's a 15 survival.
For some people who aren't quite used to these frosty anything, you managed to set up your tents quite well. Welby has a nice fire going, so you're not instantly frozen. Not bad. Well done.
You know what the trick is? You find where you're gonna put your tent, then you burning hands all the snow off the ground.
Oh,
I'm sure it works for a lot of people.
Light everywhere. Everybody
Well, that's-
knows what we are.
I mean,
well,
It's fun.
It's only for a second,
very, very briefly.
and then you get a warm, toasty, not snow-covered ground.
No, not at all.
Really wet.
There is a small frozen watery runoff that quickly freezes when it moves away. But if you're all paying attention, I'm sure no one will slip on that at any point in time and break anything.
If anyone can
So where's the first watch?
Hello, I'm a mastiff.
Beautiful. Is there anything else anyone needs to do before going to bed, basically? Excellent. So, for my perspective, Chris and Sam are in the tent, Welby is sleeping outside nearby, and Kai's keeping watch. Welby, what does your setup look like in a how are you not going to freeze to the floor tonight kind of way?
So they do their best to clear any snow off of a patch of ground, and don't know, surround themselves with all their packs and everything, and just get as close to the fire as they can.
Provided the people keeping watch keep the fire reasonably stoked, you should be okay. Probably not a good idea to do this either higher up or if there's any kind of hint that there might be a snowstorm coming. For tonight, you're probably okay. Probably. Kai, you have first watch.
That's how to.
Can you please roll me a perception check?
So I'm gonna use mainly hearing and smell for reasons.
Reasons. Yaha.
Yes, whatever weird reason I might have. That's a 20.
A 20. You hear. Not that, though. Though that was excellent timing. That is not what you hear. No, sadly, none of Sam's cats have followed you this far, unfortunately. But you do hear something kind of small, close to the ground, near some of the bushes nearby.
Elaborate?
Well, you can't see it. This is just what you
I mean,
hear.
yes, but
There's-
what kind of a something is it? Is it like a scratching sound? Is it?
Well, it's
An
like
animal?
soft footfalls on the snow, quick breathing. Definitely 4-footed.
This might be a bad idea, but I'm gonna try to find what it is.
So you sort of head towards the little bushes in a threatening or in a non-threatening way.
Now, it is a very large mastiff.
Well,
But they're
large
not
mastiffs
hunting,
can look
so-
absolutely adorable. I happen to know that for a fact.
Right, then let's go. Yeah,
Like
let's go
puppy
with
dog eyes or raised neck hair.
curious. Let's go with
Curious.
curious rather than hunting.
Okay. As you get up to head towards these bushes, the footfalls stop, the breathing continues, and I think you'd be familiar with like variants of this smell. It smells like a fox.
The mastiff turns around and goes back to the campfire.
The rest of your watch passes uneventfully. There's a little white fox that comes out of the bushes to scratch around your camp if you make no further moves towards them.
I'll keep an eye on them. Who knows? Druids might be around.
Fair. This
Can't be the only one who can do this.
If it is a druid, it doesn't reveal itself to be a druid. It's just a cute little fox.
That's what you want me to think.
Just wait until your book starts talking to you. That's when you know you're in trouble. All right. Second watch.
That's Welby and me.
Hey.
Oh, you're together.
Yeah.
Reasons.
What?
Well,
You say that like it means something.
I mean, sure. Do you want to make separate checks or have one person make a check and the other help?
is this is a perception check?
It is.
Perception. Who's good at perception?
I'm not terrible at it. I can roll with if I can roll with help, Welby's help.
Sure, that helps. Wait, so what I do to help?
That is a 15.
15. After you settle down for your watch after a little while, the little white fox reappears.
Oh, hello there.
And behind it is about a few inches tall, a little creature, like 6 inches ish. Spindly limbs, really wild hair. Sort of a mask instead of a face. And it seems to be sneaking up on the fox.
Oh, Welby, do you see that?
Should we just watch it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Have I read about these little creatures? I did pick up a book about new, like, I can't remember if it's this area or not, though, that I have new mythology, bestiary things.
Yeah, some of this. I think you would have read these. They're pretty well known. They're chewingas.
Mm-hmm.
I will spell this in chat for you. Go. They're like tiny little elementals.
Oh.
They don't usually live they don't live in civilized areas, but they tend to find sometimes they find like humanoids that are passing through. Like sometimes they'll find something or someone that just fascinates them, and they'll sort of hang around that person or thing for a little while until they get bored of it again. And that's like it can be like the way they comb their hair or how much food they eat. That's the sort of thing that might pique their interest.
I think we should say hi. I've read about them, but I haven't ever seen them before.
Are you sure? Cause
Yeah.
okay. Do you think I can pet it?
I wouldn't, well, I would ask, but I don't think they're, I mean, they might like it. I don't know. I don't know if they
Okay, I'm gonna go try and pet it.
I would try and say hi first. You know, get to know it before you try and pet it.
If I say hi when I try to pet it, does that count?
You might try introducing yourself, talking to it for a little bit, and then asking.
I guess it doesn't hurt to try.
They're smart beings. They're not, you know. But they're funny little creatures from what I've read. Go say hi.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna slowly walk up to him. He's like, hey, little Twinga. My name's Welby, and I just want to pet you, if that's okay. And slowly stretching my arm out.
As soon as you stretch your arm out, it starts backing away.
Oh, don't be scared. Hello. I'm Pris.
Play it a tune.
Oh, do you like music? Here, I can sing a little bit. And okay. And so I would have been like sort of strumming away at my lute anyway, just sort of playing little lullabies. Let's see. What do I feel like singing? I feel charming, oh so charming. It's alarming how charming I feel.
When you sing to it, it does seem to enjoy it.
Oh.
It still doesn't. It's sort of sidling away from the outstretched hand. You get the feeling that they're not that into being touched.
Maybe just sit back and let him come to you.
Okay. I'll slowly back off. Closer to the fire.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What other tunes? Greenfinch and linnet bird, nightingale, blackbird. How is it you sing?
I'm gonna start tossing some rations towards it.
Just a little like, I'm playing like every little cute, like tripping do 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 kind of little melodies that I know.
So it doesn't go for the rations. Like it sort of looks at them curiously, but doesn't seem to be actually interested in them. It does very much seem to enjoy being sung to, but after a little while, especially when the little fox starts moving away as well, the chewing gum sort of wanders off.
Oh. Oh, I was hoping it would stay a little longer. Sometimes Welby, if they really like a person, they'll do nice things for you.
Like what?
I read that once. I don't know if it's true. I mean, those stories.
What kind of
Well.
things do they do? Like do they warn adventurers of trouble? or to like give out like helpful items and things like that?
It's kind of like small little gifts. Maybe not, I don't know how helpful they are, but you know, things that are nice. They're little, so it's not like they can carry very much. But
Well, I'm gonna keep watching to see if it comes back.
okay. I'll just keep playing.
I'm always gonna
Do
play.
you watch all the way into the next watch, or
Pris would go to sleep because she needs it, but I mean,
I'm always gonna be like, I wish this fire would get warmer. And ritual cast unseen servant. Does work on the fire.
You're very quiet again. I can barely hear you. What did you say? I heard unseen servant.
He said, I'm gonna ritual cast unseen servant to work on the fire.
Is unseen servant in concentration spell? Because I think those fade if you fall asleep.
Let me check. No, it doesn't say that. It just says I can cast as a ritual.
Okay.
It's a VSM. No C. Just
No
ritual.
C. Okay.
So it lasts
So
for
you're
an hour.
making an unseen servant to keep the fire stoked. That works. Do you wake up Sam for the last watch or not?
Yes.
Good morning, Welby. Anything happened during your watch?
We saw a little creature. It's called a twinga, but it didn't want me to pet it.
Okay.
And there was
What
a fox.
did it- A fox and a thing. What did the thing look like? Was it big, tall, tiny?
it's not a thing, it's a chwinga.
Chwinga.
Yeah, it's
Tiny-ish?
it's pretty small. But it liked music. They're really quite nice little creatures. If they think you're interesting, they like interesting things, and sometimes if they really like something, they like to give little gifts. Apparently, is what I've read. I've never met one before, but it seemed harmless enough.
All right.
Really
We'll
seemed
have.
to like my music.
Well, who doesn't? Your
No,
music is
stop.
wonderful. Well, have a good night, you two. I'll keep watch.
You look more rested already. That's good.
Yeah, I feel less exhausted,
Good.
and I will take watch.
Right.
If Welby wants to sleep in the tent, I have an empty sleeping bag there.
I think Chloe likes it outside by the fire.
Okay.
As long as it's not snowing yet.
No, but everything that's outside are starting to get covered in that sort of wet layer of like condensation that's going to freeze before it's morning.
Oh, fun.
It's very pretty.
All right. Would you like a perception check?
Provided you're paying attention, yes.
I am. Sam not paying attention? What?
What?
Never.
I mean,
That's
you
an
have-
18.
You have a beautiful book to distract you, should you so choose.
I have a book?
Don't you have a ridiculous notebook full of medical anatomy
I do.
and
I
conspiracy theories?
I do, but I can review that when I'm eating breakfast.
Fair. 18?
Yep.
It's a very quiet watch for you. The morning sky as the sun starts to rise is stunning, though. It is more shades of pink than even Pris's armor.
I think Sam just watches the sunrise.
It's very well. It's a very pretty sunrise.
I think, is it like, are we like crested on a hill and it's like over?
Yeah,
Far
you're like
off?
on this sort of this little lookout point where they've just made kind of like an option to have a campsite. Like there was already a fire pit because everyone stopped here to camp anyway because of the view. So yes, you're kind of overlooking the valley would be on your right hand, and then if you look north, you can sort of see the sun starting to climb above the mountains in the distance.
Okay. As it's rising, Sam will cast light on his fingertip in the color of a sunrise and like follow it as it goes up.
It steadily moves from all of those pink shades into that really, like, I normally hate the color orange, but there's this color orange that is sandwiched in between all this pink and yellow as the sun rises. And just as you light your finger and you're following the sun, you get the first rays really peeking over the horizon.
Today's going to be a good day. And then I will resume my watch.
It's a little early, but I think that might be a really nice sentence to start our break on. Also, I'm out of water. Chris redeemed hydrate and I have nothing.
I know.
All right.
That-
15 minutes? I need to go
Yeah.
downstairs for everything. And it's
So we'll
far
see you
away.
all in 15 whole minutes.
15 whole minutes. And then
Ah.
excitement, maybe. Who knows with this group, you know?
Hopefully no avalanches.
A good day.
Oh, yeah, no, I have
the
time to go
best.
grab my book now. I have a book that has the avalanche rules.
Oof.
And Nick used to personally hydrate for 15 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Oh
Have
God,
fun.
no!
It's true.
Okay, I'll just start a shower and go. Ah. And then
Yeah.
the second half of Uncaged will be
A
4
woman
different parts as I have to go
unsurprisingly
pee every 10 seconds.
In her shower. She
Alright,
did not
we'll
think
see you
this
soon.
possible, but then again, she always stripped
Bye,
the
y'all.
bottoms.
Welcome to our Patreon.
Oh baby, I love your madness. It's
Welcome to our Patreon. Here on Open for Adventure, we are making high quality Dungeons and Dragons content, folks. We have a great big world to share with you, and by becoming a patron, you can help us explore and expand upon this adventure. With your support, we can invest in more amazing artwork, better mics, fancy cameras, and overall stream quality. Not to mention, help us get some amazing new merch that we can use for giveaways. What do you get by becoming a patron? I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at the different levels and give you a sneak peek at what you can get at each tier. Did you know that the family of the First Lord Theo, the leader of the rebellion against the Empire, actually invented firearms nearly 25 years prior to the current campaign? The designs for this high-tech weapon are the Delaney family's best-kept secret. Also, they were originally invented by the late First Lady Victoria, Theo's mother. Access to lore leaks like this is what you can expect from the first tier, written in blog-style posts after each weekly session. Ever wondered what goes on off-camera? The next 3 tiers give you exactly that. With Stolen Moments, you can get access to text-based roleplay moments, highlighting experiences that don't make it onto the stream, like Leona's training session with Ray and Asmrin. Stolen Moments Plus gives you access to roleplay moments featuring our guests, non-player characters, and historical figures, featuring the likes of Marshall, Annalena, and even the Empress herself. And Roleplay Addiction takes us to a whole other level. This tier gives you exclusive 30-minute videos of canon interactions not otherwise seen on stream, like late-night drunken interactions between paladins or tender moments featuring your favorite character ships. The Warm Fuzzies is super simple. It's everything I've listed so far, And also you get your name on stream after our weekly regular sessions. Every session. And our undying love. And finally, the most epic of all Patreon tiers. Drum roll, please. The Lore Master. This ultimate and final tier gets you first look access at all of the content going into our upcoming, official, open for adventure campaign setting. Lore, maps, monsters, items, dungeons, dragons. Go ahead, have a look around, make yourself at home, and consider becoming a patron to help us make this fantasy world a little bit closer to reality.
Oh, hi! My name is Express Love. I'm the Senmarian god of coffee. Did you know that in Senmaria, every cup of coffee is made with found familiar coffee beans? That's canon. In Senmaria, every cup of coffee is good coffee because it's made with love by found familiar. Did you know that every bag of found familiar coffee features artwork from incredible members of the tabletop gaming community? That's canon. Each blend and roast of found familiar coffee features cool D&D names like Thieves' Cant, Face Step, and Pact Magic. In Senmaria, every royal meeting that Ray attends features the Cartographer's Blend, a brew of coffee made by found familiar in conjunction with Devon Rue. Now that's canon. Found familiar coffee. Buy it today.
Yeah, to pieces, yeah, I need it. Once you're pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Once you're pandemonium.
hi, welcome back. You missed a riveting discussion on animals that are attuned to the cold and can burrow, and then we got sidetracked talking about Rime of the Frost Maiden. But we're here! There was absolutely no rant about me DMing for people who cannot find the main plotline. Didn't happen. No one drowned. I do have fresh water. I may have skipped the whole standing in a shower and drinking for 15 minutes thing. Nobody tell Chris.
What?
I know. We're picking back up on a mountain in the morning. Sam watching the sunrise.
It's going to be a good day. And then I will wake up my companions. Actually, I'll cook breakfast.
Oh,
And I'll set a small little plate for each person to wake up to. And I'll wake them up while it's still warm.
I'm gonna move my snacks away from my dogs because this is getting dangerous.
Thematically appropriate.
Yeah. They've never loved me more. It's highly suspect. Some of you wake up to the smell of food, to the sounds of cooking. Welby, it's like angels singing. This is your happy place.
Oh, food.
Warm food.
damn. This is so nice. Thank you.
Well, I figured we wouldn't have time to cook non-rations unless it was at the beginning of a trip.
I like this kind of adventuring.
Well, we've got a whole day of hiking to do, so I can't wait.
Your sarcasm is showing.
Should we just keep going?
I
I-
think so.
About how much
Hold on, I can-
time traveling do we have left?
Little under probably about 6 hours. Only 2 of you got exhausted yesterday, pushing through, so you made good time. That's
And sleeping for 8 hours removes that, right?
For you, yes. Assuming you didn't sleep in chainmail. Welby, however, sleeping outside
No,
didn't help.
but I was like next to the fire.
Mm-hmm. Having tried that, that just means one side of you is comfortable and the other side of you is a frozen piece of rock and protesting muscle. It is
fine.
horrible.
Your heart. So-
It is a little bit like my heart. If I had one. So, Sam, your exhaustion is gone. Welby, your 1 level of exhaustion remains.
Good.
6 hours to hustle.
I want to say before we start, if you feel like you're not gonna be able to go on in long, I can kind of help you with that just a tiny bit. It's not gonna be long, but I can at least help you push through. Magic.
That's
It's-
very
it's
nice of
weird,
you.
It's weird.
While
You're very helpful, Kai. I've always known that about you.
Thank you.
while everyone's eating, I'm gonna review my journal and prepare my spells.
Bear your spells. Alright. Anyone else wants to do anything to prepare in the morning? Alright.
Pack everything away nicely and neatly and
And go look
get
over
ready
where
for the day.
You're a better traveler than I am. I throw everything in a bag and go.
Gonna look over where where we saw the Twinga and see if there's any signs of it.
No, they don't even leave footprints apparently.
Oh.
I'll pull out my flute this time though, because that one's a little more accessible, and just do a little as a As a goodbye to the Chwinga, wherever they are.
I thought you were going to say mating call.
No! This is Pris!
I'm sorry.
Come to me.
Look, I've been watching a lot of Smutty Saturday. I'm sorry.
I know. There's a lot of bleed through.
It's very difficult sometimes.
Oh, y'all.
All right. All right, you pack up camp. Move on ahead. If someone could roll a d20 for me.
Who wants to do
I'll do
it?
it.
Risk our life on a
Parasite.
single
14.
D20.
14.
Okay.
You're gonna die.
A CR-14 shows up.
Look, maybe, but that's because of the corruption and not because of what he just rolled.
What corruption? I don't know what you're talking about. There's no corruption
Never heard
here.
of it. Yeah,
No.
never heard of
I
it.
think we
Never-
set the
I'm not sure that's a thing.
You're right. It's not a thing. I'm just cruel. I don't need
Mhm.
outside
Heck-
help.
Doesn't corruption go
Technically,
away
every
with our-
cursed item is a corruption, so
Okay.
really, we're even.
Oh, that's not even.
So about that travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just traveling along, making your way up the mountain. The weather holds. It's a nice clear day, which does make travel a little slower because it makes like the top layer of the snow melt, so you keep slushing through, and it starts getting a little slidey rather than just easy tromping on. Provided you're once again like traveling to make good speed. I will need more Constitution saving throws for those.
Saving throws.
Are these guidancing?
Look at something you could have done yesterday.
Can we?
Well, I
isn't
didn't
guidance
know,
just like
can
a
I?
minute or something? And we would
Sorry?
need
It only
to-
lasts a minute, so that's why I
Yeah,
didn't
wouldn't we
think
need
it
to
would apply.
continuously apply guidance?
Yes,
Just
basically.
I mean-
all the time.
I'm always touching myself.
I am in no way, shape, or form surprised. Actually,
Hey, you
But
know,
if we can
guidance
do
is a
that,
touch
yeah,
spell.
absolutely. We're
it would be
doing
more
that,
like if you're trying to do it on someone else. I just assume you're like holding hands while you're walking the whole day.
Oh,
Yeah.
you'll never trip while you hold my hand.
Ba-dunk.
Proceeds to roll the natural one.
Yeah. Which would be a 5.
I did better this time. I got a 10.
Alright.
A 10.
I don't think it's
18.
reasonable to get guidance, so I'm just gonna
Yeah.
roll a flat roll.
Didn't one of you get help from Kai?
I don't think. If
Neither
you
of them
wanted
accepted.
the-
Beautiful. Did you give it to yourself, Kai?
I don't know. I need to roll again since I have a pair of scissors here and I rolled perfectly into the scissors, which is a feat.
It is impressive.
Oh, I am going to give myself that.
Fair.
17
because I
for me.
rolled terribly.
Chris is doing surprisingly well in the snow, y'all.
This is like your jam.
Apparently.
I rolled exactly the fucking same number again.
How bad is it?
That's a 4 in total.
4. Beautiful.
Wow.
Do you want a guidance?
A little late for that.
I am
Also,
strongly
guidance is a
considering
1d4,
turning
and that
into
won't
something.
save you. So Welby goes to exhaustion 2.
No, but I rolled a 10.
I know that was enough for Sam to fill yesterday as well, because the DC is 12.
Ooh.
And Kai, that also means you get a level of exhaustion.
I'm not usually shit at this. This doesn't usually happen.
Chris, on the other hand, Chris and Sam are doing great today. Sam, this morning just reinvigorated you. The sun is shining. The sky is beautiful, bright blue. You're up front with Pris, who is playing a merry little tune. And it actually takes a while before you realize you're not just up front, you're pretty far ahead of the other two.
Oh yeah, I like to pretend that if there were trains in this setting, I'm the head conductor. I'm going chugga 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 chugging along, and I'm like shuffling my feet to like make smooth passages for everyone in front to walk through.
Yeah, you're just making it slipperier and slushier, so you may want to stop doing that at some point.
I'm not a ranger.
Oh no.
Could you just stop that?
Stop what?
times falling
What?
later. That.
Talking.
You know, it's because this snow is like this, what we call the Seattle sludge, where it's just wet. And I'm very good at that.
It's also probably part of the reason Welby is doing so poorly. For you, the snow isn't that deep, but if you're not that big, even if you're hovering bits and pieces, he's like, Welby can't hover perpetually. So Welby's like hip deep in this snow. Even the cat is not happy with these circumstances. Like the pain of being a small race.
Yep. How's everyone doing back there?
Terrible.
Slow.
Oh
Do you need help?
I mean, if you can just stop walking ridges into the snow, that would be amazing. But that's not the main reason.
Oh, of course, of course. Do you want to lead? Do we want to go by your pace?
I mean, if maybe Welby should, because he's kind of even more back than I am.
Oh, Welby, I'm so
alright.
sorry.
I'll be fine.
Fuck you, Zoe.
Just
You
keep
should have
on
stayed with
going.
me.
What do you mean?
Well, in the tent, or gone into the tent instead of sleeping outside.
No, but I always sleep
Oh.
outside.
I know, but it's really cold out.
How often did you sleep on a mountain?
Were there any mountains at the old town?
No, they would be lovingly referred to as hills, and they were nowhere near this cold, steep, or tall.
Then never. This is my first time sleeping on a
me.
mountain.
Yeah, you need to at least bundle up or something. Tent is a good thing to have.
You know, it's close to the fire.
I mean, yeah, but the fire only helps so much. It's a lot of body heat is keeping.
I mean, on top of that, Welby, we have a tent. It stops the wind. You won't have to
It's true.
put up with that.
Maybe next time.
The travel is otherwise rather uneventful. You do notice from time to time old skeletons half buried in the snow.
People skeletons? Skeletons. not
Skeletons.
Skeletons.
People skeletons? I'm a
Definitely,
medic!
definitely people skeletons. Yeah.
Do they look like they have gear on them, or are these just things that have been like thrown down from like higher up on the mountain?
They don't have any gear. They look like they're some of them are a little scattered. It looks like there was an avalanche here at some point, and they got carried down the mountain. They've been picked clean though.
What do I know about avalanches?
Oof. Roll me a
And
nature
how
check.
to avoid them?
Considering you've never been in a region like this before, roll me nature at disadvantage.
Sure, I will guidance myself.
That is
Wouldn't it
fair.
be survival? I don't know if that's better or not.
Right, good plan.
So it's nature or... It's nature, right?
Just nature. Don't
Just
listen
nature.
to Swapper. He's
Okay.
not the DM today.
Alright.
No.
That's 8.
8.
And that's with the
Uh-huh.
guidance.
Wow. Yeah, avalanches are basically just scary things that sometimes happen in mountains. There's been avalanches that have been caused by people talking too loudly, or by too much or too little snow, or by sun shining on a dense snowpack, causing it to melt unevenly. You know, the usual.
Wonderful.
How to avoid them? Don't go in the mountains. Or try and dig in such a way you can dig out again once the avalanche is passed. Try not to get dragged down the mountain too far.
That's fair. I will lower my voice. Everyone, it looks like these skeletons over there died in an avalanche. I don't know much, if anything, about avalanches except that there's snow and that it kills people. But also, you should if you're going to avoid it, you need to be quiet. And if it happens, you need to dig in and then dig so you can dig out again. Do any of you know about avalanches? I guess that's my real question.
I mean, I've never been in the mountains so far, so I've no idea.
Have I read about avalanches?
Yes, but always in the tragic accident, but lo, there is a savior. Allow me to nurse you back to health in my village kind of way. Wearing oddly low-cut lederhosen type thing.
Yep. Sounds right. Sounds accurate.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. I mean, usually in what I know about avalanches, that they're when people get stuck in them, there's rescuers, and they're usually quite attractive, if I do remember correctly. But I don't think that's actually the case. So the answer to your question, Sam, is I don't know much about avalanches.
So propose there's an avalanche. What do we do? Because I can just get down fairly quickly, but I don't want to leave you all behind.
I was thinking I'll make a big orb of fire in front of me and melt the snow as it comes towards me.
I think, I mean, if the whole mountain is going to come down, that's probably not going to be enough. It's a lot of snow up there. Like, just a lot of snow. Maybe some rocks too.
I have no plan then. I guess I'll just die.
That's not a good plan at all.
I will point out that even in Pris's books, in addition to the oddly attractive rescuers that are always exactly the antagonist's type for some reason.
Weird.
So weird. They also usually have...
Just say antagonist? Sorry.
No.
Move on.
Stop putting words in my mouth. Just in general. Not just now, just in general. They also usually have cute dogs, which might be of interest to Welby. But in the descriptions of the horrible, traumatic being flung down the mountain descriptions, they do usually describe how all it is that flailing around seems to actually help to try and stay near the surface level of an avalanche. So, you know, flail.
Flailing helps. Interesting.
It's how they pull all those muscles that require them to be nursed back to health and get sponge baths.
Right, naturally, of course. Yep.
As we're walking,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to keep my eyes out for any rocky overhangs or things that I can hide under. Now that Sam's realized there's nothing he can do to prevent this.
I'd like to keep my eyes out for an avalanche.
Do you want to make constant active checks, or are we going to assume you're relying on your passive perception?
Knowing that my passive is very low, I think active checks. Oh, my passive is a 14. That's
Your passive isn't bad.
pretty okay.
Yeah. It's like you're a cleric. It should be like not the worst.
Sure wouldn't be if I had taken, if I was expertised or skilled in that.
Yeah, there was this whole thing about making characters before you had class levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Did not optimize.
I still think was fun. You see, not so much rocky overhangs, but you do occasionally see like not so much boulders, but like large slabs of rock that look like they would be kind of something you could use to make the avalanche go a little bit beside you.
Okay.
So it's something really sturdy to grab onto should you need to.
Okay. Yeah, I would be keeping notes of them and pointing them out to everybody as we go. Look, there's a boulder. Look, there's a boulder.
That is a
Oh, another
nice
one.
boulder.
Is it a small boulder the size of a large boulder?
Nice.
No, it's a large boulder the size of a small boulder.
The boulder does not know what we're talking about.
It is, after all, a magical land. You continue trek. There is no avalanche today, because Welby rolled a 14. Do you like stop for lunch? Just keep going.
I think we can probably eat while walking, right? We have trail rations.
Oh, such adventurous! I'm proud of you. All right,
Actually,
that would.
maybe we should stop for a pause. Like, two of us are pretty exhausted.
Welby
Just a
does have
little.
exhaustion too, but a short rest will not fix that.
I mean, fair, but it might feel better afterwards.
Maybe. You don't know. I'll also point out if Welby sleeps a full night in a tent tonight, he only loses 1 level of exhaustion, I think.
But it's better than gaining one and getting to level 3.
Yeah, also you die at 6.
Right. Or I can try it one more time and see if I get used to the cold.
Yes, this is true.
Plenty of exhaustion left.
But for now, we're just going to assume you reach Eva. I keep having to check because I keep reading modules and notes, and of course Eva was a redeemed NPC name, which is not the name of this PC in the actual module, so we'll keep going. Eva. You reach Eva's little it's sort of like a cave in the mountainside that you can go into. In front of it are like 2 little stone statues that look a little bit like those chwingas you saw earlier.
Is this
Hello, somebody there? Oh, sorry.
does this look like the shrine? This is the shrine over here?
The shrine is inside the cave. Hang on, I'm hearing something incredibly suspicious. Oogie!
The dog is breaking and entering.
Oh no.
It's just the thing she heard was just didn't.
She gave up on trying to steal my snacks and stole my pelican instead. Does anyone want a free dog? Anyway, this little shrine is inside a small cave. Again, it looks a lot like what Eva described to you before. There's red ribbons, probably like withered flowers. They haven't been doing very well. Just little trinkets that people have been dropping off that look like they're not in good shape anymore. It looks pretty neglected. As you call out, if anyone's there, there's a cold gust of wind that's carrying in just a handful of snow, and Eva steps out of this little snow gust. She's still wearing that kind of grayish white robe. Her hair is still doing that really cool billowing thing Chris is kind of jealous of. And she goes, "Ah, you made it. I hope the journey wasn't too strenuous."
I'm a little tired.
I'm feeling delightful.
Can you make it less cold?
No, I can make it colder. At least if I make the snow layers freeze again, they're more likely to stay put.
Hmm.
Anyway, thank you for coming to help me. Kavia is my charge, and I'm getting more and more worried. I went to see if I could find a way in after all, but I can't get past any of the walls. I think they're enchanted. And without access to the village, I'm starting to lose my powers.
Oh,
Can we get in?
I don't know if you tried. Everyone else can get in or out. It feels very targeted.
is there anybody in particular that we might be able to talk to that you would think about what's going on? Anybody that you trust?
I think you could start at Ursula's.
Ursula's?
But Gideon, she lives by the second gate. She's an old priestess. Here, you can give her this. And she hands you this bluish silver crystal. You can, it's shaped as a snowflake, of course. Thematic. You can give her this, and that'll tell her you're working with me. I know I asked you to help, and I'm really not in a position to make demands.
But
Please don't hurt any of the villagers.
Oh, of course
I've
not.
watched over them for generations, and it's either something's going on, and I don't think they know what they're doing. I think they're being manipulated, or lied to, or used, or something.
I mean, but what if we're like attacked or something?
I mean, you're clever and brave and strong adventurer. Surely you can defend yourselves without killing them.
You said urgent.
Nothing grievous. Nothing they won't recover from.
Where in the village is your original shrine?
Oh, it's hard to miss. It's really quite a stunning building. It's actually near the center.
Is there anybody new who's moved into the village that you know of? I mean, as much information as you might have is going to be make it easier for us.
I think the most recent person came through like 3 months ago.
And when did this barrier go up?
A few weeks ago, I think. It's the longer it lasts, the more difficult it becomes to remember things.
Oh.
It's so much warmer now.
So much warmer down there.
Near the village, I've seen places where the snow has completely melted away.
Do you think it's magic, or do you think something's causing that?
I mean, it has to be. I know there was this area used to be volcanic, but nothing's been active in, well, since I've been here, and that's a very long time. So it must be magic. How else could they bar me from my village?
Do you know who could do that kind of magic?
I don't. Like, no one who originally lived there. I think like I said, either someone is tricking them or something is tricking them.
Did anyone new come into town that you remember shortly before this happened?
Again, the most recent one was months ago.
Well, I think that's at least somewhat helpful to know a timeline and to know who to talk to. Maybe if we go in, we can find out. Maybe there's something going on. I feel like the people in the village might have a better idea of what's happening than. Sorry, Eva, but it sounds like if you can't go in, you can't know what's going on.
I agree.
Nobody's come out to try and talk to you in that time?
It's not normal.
No. No, I was well loved. They know I protect the village. Like I had an agreement going back generations.
Did you break it somehow? Like, was there an avalanche you didn't catch or something? Just anything? No? Alright, it's okay.
No. I mean,
Is it just me or are things getting kind of creepy?
the winter is always freezing and harsh. I mean, but if that's not... You're living in the middle of a frozen mountain.
It's kind of to be expected.
Is it possible that they are keeping you out to keep you safe? And that something is in there that would threaten you?
I
If
mean,
you were
that's
well
even
loved.
worse, then they need help even more than I thought.
It's fair enough.
I mean, that's only more reason for me to get back in there.
What if they just decided they didn't want to call it anymore and something bigger came along and said, hey, I can make warmth?
I mean, that is possible, but then I would hope you could help me see reason. Because if I lose all my powers, Via won't last. They're one avalanche and 2 blizzards away from being wiped off the mountain.
That's good to know.
Anyway, I've been told adventurers never work for free, and you want a verbal agreement. So I hereby promise that after you help me save Kavia, I will give you this bag of ancient gems, and she holds up this actually pretty big bag of assorted gems.
Wow.
And I heard you like magical items. I have a magical wand. I'm not sure what it does. It was left as an offering a long time ago, but it's the only magical item I can offer.
Then, on behalf of... Do we have an adventuring party name? I feel like that's something we should have.
Well, I guess
Like
a
that, you've
lot of,
lost me.
I guess some do. I never thought of a name.
Do we need a name?
What was that, Welby?
So do we need a name?
What?
Was it, do we
Here, a
need,
little quiet.
do we need a name?
I mean,
I
guess...
really couldn't care less.
Well, I'll make a placeholder name.
Okay. I mean, in a lot of the books that I read, the adventures have... Some of them have names, some of them don't, and sometimes they take a while to find them. To find
Is it the
what
same
they call
books that
themselves.
have like sexy strangers in them that like save you from avalanches?
Sometimes, but mostly they're different books. I do read other books.
I mean, you read a lot of books. A
do.
lot of books.
Yeah. Sometimes they're
A lot
about
of books.
brave adventurers going on heroic quests, and sometimes they're about smaller things. Sometimes it's just about love and hope, I guess.
Ooh, that could
But
be a
I
name.
think a placeholder name.
Love and Hope.
The love and...
The Love and Hope.
That sounds like an inn.
It does, but it's a
I'm
placeholder.
not saying it's bad, it just sounds like an inn. It's a good name for an inn.
I mean, what I was going to suggest were the Wanderers from Athenwen.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, if we could just shorten it to the Wanderers, because like it's a proper mouthful, isn't it?
I don't think it's that many words, but also I can see how it might be. I like both. They have nice rings to them.
What do you think,
Really?
Robbie?
The Wanderers of Love and Hope.
The Wanderers of Love and Hope. Oh, I like that one. But we have
Alright.
work to do.
Okay, so I write that one down.
It's even more words we'll manage.
I don't know. I think we can talk about
just
this for another
never-
45 minutes, y'all.
Season
Can't
finale!
Can't hit us with corruption if we're coming up with a name.
The season finale is you finally picking a name.
It's a
Perfect.
proper season finale.
I think so.
I mean,
Yeah.
we
Fitting
keep
end.
entirely on brand for Uncaged.
It's
Yep.
fair. Okay. The Wanderers of Love and Hope
Of
pledge
Athenwen.
to break the spell, keeping Eva out of this village, and to find the person responsible for manipulating them.
Yes.
Eva dies on the spot.
I'm trying to rein it back in.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't
It's
know
not a
what
good
was so
name.
funny.
Is that not a good name?
Jesus fuck.
you act like you have any control over any of this.
Okay, this is fine.
Mutiny!
Uh,
You have no control.
we have the reins now. We get
Ah!
the day
Well, the
settles and
turns
you're
of
in the
tables.
town. There were no avalanches along the way. Absolutely nothing bad happened.
So now that we have a band name, who's playing that?
I wrote a song. It's about an octopus.
Y'all, we broke
Why are
it.
you doing this?
We did it! We did it!
Did we break
Oh,
the
this is a
Says we
victory.
broke a knee.
It only took us 11 episodes to do it. Oh, they said it couldn't be done.
Think happy thoughts, murder, corpses, all the avalanches, blood, flesh. Yeah, that calmed it down, actually.
Cursed and cursed her.
Unfazed, a tale
I'm
of no
okay.
corpses.
Unfazed.
I'm so.
Engaged.
I wrote
I am
your
so
stupid
pleased.
name down, so I can't look at my name at my notes anymore. I'll start again.
Welcome to the local hippie group. We're just real fucking peaceful guys. Do you need a break?
Which one of chat cast Tasha's hideous laughter?
We still have patrons to call out if you need a moment.
Yeah. Do we want to do that?
Oh god, are you?
Anik's the one with the list.
Oh, fuck. Don't
Hey,
tell me
Anik, do you
how.
want to just send me the list?
Dig up the list somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. Send me the list, and I will lead it.
The Wonders of Love and Hope present.
Oh god.
Okay. All right. Anik, you go take some deep breaths. You know, maybe
In,
step
out,
away
in,
from the
out,
camera and
shake
just
it all
walk a
back.
little bit. That always helps me. But we have such wonderful patrons, and
Hey.
they are in alphabetical order thanks to the wonderful, spectacular Anik.
Let's start from down, just to
Okay,
just to
let's give
fuck
it up
with
for Seth.
Sam.
Seth. Let's give it up for Rico. Rico. Let's give it up for Patrick or PJ. Patrick.
Hey, PJ.
PJ.
What?
Let's give it up for Deborah.
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 Let's give it up for Christina.
Christina.
And the original Ofre Bay, Bel
The
Chavez.
OG of
Chavez.
A. Bell
Woo, woo.
Chavez.
Need more? Do you need less? What do you need?
We're good. I just need you to never say that name again.
Which
Look
one?
at the name list.
This is beautiful. We're good. We're going.
Okay.
In nominal control of myself.
The strain I have to show right now is phenomenal.
I'm well aware. I am well aware. Anyway, you have your written contract with Eva, even though she cannot read nor write.
Do.
Promising you ancient gems and a magical wand if you fix all of this without killing any of the villagers. The village is pretty close by. It's hard to miss. It's encircled by a 15-foot high stone wall. There are 3 gates into the village. As Eva mentioned earlier, Ursula lives near the 2nd gate. It's basically counting from the east. And if you're approaching Kvia, you notice each gate has 2 guards.
Just before we approach, I'll ask Eva.
Eva is not going in with you.
No, I know.
Okay.
I was over
Before you
by
leave.
at the shrine where we was. So, Eva, is there such thing as a bad offering to your shrine?
I never really considered it. I guess the offering itself cannot be bad. It's mainly about your intentions.
Okay, because I promised this one a good home, and you seem like a nice person, so I'm gonna give it to you. I'll go put it on your shrine.
Okay. What it does the item you put on the shrine look like?
The identified cube.
Oh, it's pretty. It's kind of shiny.
Yeah, the instructions said to polish it, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
I think the cube might be good to admire. I probably wouldn't touch it.
I'll put it with the. Can I at least pick it up and put it on the shelf with the shiny things?
Yeah.
There's a system.
Yes. Yeah, of course. All it does is make it difficult for anybody to sort of see what anything else does. So it's really pretty. It just, like I can't, if I were to look at an object, I wouldn't be able to tell what it can do. It just kind of looks like a cube.
Okay.
It makes everything seem like a cube.
I never do that anyway, so it can just stay here.
Oh, thank you.
Sounds-
And it's shiny.
It's very shiny. I like it. Thank you, Welby.
Hey, you should get at least one offering before we go in. Okay, so should we go now?
Okay.
I mean, I don't have like a thing with me, but I can, and I'm gonna use Druidcraft to make the flowers pretty again, to revitalize them.
Lovely.
All I have are books, and I know you're not one much for reading, so, but I appreciate. But maybe I'll find something.
Some people bring me scrolls that you hang on your wall.
Oh,
Those are nice.
I'll keep an eye out.
Thanks. You're heading towards Kvia. Do you head straight for the 2nd gate, or are you going to try and use one of the other ones and find your way through the village?
Before we do that, do you think we should look at the walls first, because aren't they magic or something?
Yeah,
I
can we
think we
see
all learned
this?
that we should look at magic things before we go into them.
Mm-hmm.
or touch
Mhm.
them, or near them.
Make me a. If you can pick perception or investigation.
Perception 19.
So the stone walls look old and kind of worn, but well maintained. There is a sort of thick green braided rope traveling around walls and gates that looks much newer than the stone of the wall. Like on certain intervals and crossroads, there are little wooden talismans hanging from those ropes with symbols painted on them.
You're muted.
Oh.
I can't hear you, Graham.
Oh,
There you go. Yeah.
aha,
Ha!
aha, there we go. Do you think that's what's keeping her out? Is that rope and the talisman?
Can I take a look and see, just sort of, I don't really have anything, but can I just look at any of the symbols and see if I recognize what anything looks like, or if there's things that have popped up in any of that I would have seen in a mythology book or anything.
Are you trained in Arcana?
I am actually
Can you
quite
roll
trained
me
in
an
Arcana.
Arcana check, please.
Yeah. That's a 16.
A 16.
It's not my best
You've
roll.
seen some of these symbols before.
Mhm.
They're usually used with abjuration magic.
Abjuration. I never remember what the schools of magic do. That's a Jordan problem.
I was about to say, that is stuff your character would know.
Yeah. Yeah, Jordan never remembers what abjuration means, but that's fine. Well, this is, these symbols are, block Spanishes protects her. Got it.
Who would have thought?
I know, right? Weird. Well, I'd say this is a pretty good, this is probably what's keeping Eva out. These symbols have to do with that kind of magic, at least that I've seen.
Be too easy to just rip them down and go back and say we're done, right? That's so easy.
I mean, we could do that, but do we want to go into the village and ask why they put it up in the first place before we do that?
I think that's probably a good idea,
If we just
is
rip
to at
them-
least find out why it's up.
Also, we
'Cause-
should probably not tell anyone that we were hired by her.
And if we just rip them down without saying anything, they might just put more up.
Well, exactly. And you know, for all that Eva seemed really nice, the dryad that we met seemed very nice too, and then it wasn't. And well, I think talking and trying to find out some more information before we do anything is probably probably a good idea. We
Right,
should go
and-
talk. I was gonna say Eva sent us to Ursula.
We had the dryad being kind of evil, and then we had some humans being evil. So who's gonna bet? It's humans or ghost thingies this time?
I honestly don't know anymore. I feel like having assumptions about about what might be going on has.
That's a really good idea. I'm just gonna do that from now on.
And I mean, she thought that the town was being manipulated. Perhaps it might be safer for us to not tell them why we're here. until
You
we
want me
found
to-
out more.
Do you want me to go in as like a, I don't know, a mouse, snow mouse or something, and just check out if they, I don't know, sacrificing people on the, I don't know, backyard or something?
I don't think that could hurt.
What if they eat mice? Or
I mean,
have-
they could probably hurt me, but
Well, yeah. Oh, that's true. That
That's-
would probably hurt you if people are scared of mice. But maybe if you're really quiet and sneaky.
Or what if they have cats?
Oh, cats.
I can be a cat.
You could be a cat.
But what if they have
So
dogs?
as long as there's no really big eagle around here, we're gonna be fine.
Plus,
I
if you're a
mean-
house cat, you're going to be incredibly enchanted by Sam.
As if Kai wasn't already. Ooh.
Oh!
Heyo.
I ship it.
I
We
mean,
need a card
same,
for
they're-
that.
They literally had slumber parties. I mean,
Alright, and I'm gonna do that.
alright, you turn into a
If we're
cat.
not back in like an hour, just assume I've been sacrificed as like some kind of cat god or something.
Well, you've got the circlet too, so if you get into trouble, you can sort of.
I haven't taken a look at that yet.
Oh. Oh, right. Okay. Well, you don't have to. I just thought it would be nice, but that's fine.
And you have the Banshees tier.
Yeah, I've got that. I shouldn't kind of have the Banshees tier in the bracelet. Or like wrapped around it. Alright, I'm gonna.
You turn into a charming little kitty with a regretful glance behind. Tear yourself away from Sam and his oddly attractive amulet that smells like just happiness. And you walk into Kavia. Any particular path or route? What? Up and over the wall, weave through the guards' ankles. How is this?
Kind of away from people, because I don't know if these people are really into kicking cats or something. Just kind of people watching and
Yeah,
then
it's a
going
village of evil
towards.
cat kickers.
Hey, you never know. Towards the temple and kind of just scout the area to see if anything is obviously amiss.
It is currently, that is the ship of ships. Thank you, Chris. I play in a Star Trek adventure game where we have an actual starship and everyone is sleeping with everyone, so we're officially dubbed the ship of ships. Until we started working for the kind of bad guys, and now we're the shipping ship of secrets. It's beautiful. It's
Love it.
yeah. But we also have those little pictures going through the screen every time two people talk to each other. It has started snowing lightly, and as you enter Kavia, you notice that it is, as soon as you're across the gate or wall, whichever direction you pick, it is much warmer in here, and snow that falls on the ground is melted very quickly. There is a strange smell in the air. I think for Kai, you would most likely associate it with rotting eggs.
Like natural rotting egg smell, or
Yes. Like,
Okay.
I don't think I would have a reason to really know what sulfur smells like. And it is
No.
mostly described as the smell of rotting eggs.
I mean, does it come from everywhere at once, or does it kind of have
It
a
is
say point of origin?
permeating the air.
All right, and
But not,
since they're
like, no one's gagging while they're walking around here. But it's,
should they?
especially, well, you're a cat, so your sense of smell is heightened. But it is definitely noticeable.
Okay. So
The-
the city is hot and smells of rotten eggs.
Yes,
Brilliant.
isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
Be nice to your
Perfect.
guardians, kids. The temple is empty. It is covered in those ropes and talismans people pointed out to you before. You see a house nearby that is the only house not covered in these ropes and talismans, and there's something, there's like a smear of green paint on the door, but the temple is abandoned.
Will the house be kind of the house that Eva described belonging to Ursula?
Yes. Yes, it would be, probably.
Right. Is there somebody in there just by smell or hearing? Somebody walking around there? Or?
Yeah, you hear someone moving around. And if you get a little closer, I'm assuming you can still read in cat form. You keep your
That's a bold assumption to make!
you keep your mental stats?
Yes, I do, but
Can
I can
Kai
hardly read in
I was
normal
gonna say, can Kai
form.
read?
They can, just very slowly. Just a cat standing 5 minutes in front of something.
I mean, they're small words. It just says "go freeze."
Okay. I'm gonna make my way back. This
And
is...
it looks more like vandalism than like someone painting something on their door to make it look prettier or cooler.
Alright, I'm gonna go back.
Okay. You make your way back without issue.
Yeah, I approved back. Cat be damned.
Welcome back.
So, that amulet is really fucking distracting. Anything but a cat next time.
The amulet.
So-
would say.
I relay what has happened.
All right. Information disseminates into the wanderers of love and hope.
Oh,
Would
you
I-
said it!
Would
Without
I
it.
know what that
I'm
smell would be?
snickering inside. I'm dying. I'm sorry, Sam. What were you asking?
If Kai was describing everything, would Sam know what sulfur is, considering it's used for medicine?
Yes. Not only is it used for medicine, your mother has it for a number of spell components as well. Considering you grew up around wizardry.
That's fair. That smell sounds like sulfur. And sulfur is commonly around volcanic hot springs, right?
Correct.
Hmm. Why would there be hot springs if there didn't used to be?
Well, I'm assuming the sulfur was because Eva told us that this used to be a volcanic area long before she was here. So it's possible that perhaps some of the volcano has no longer become dormant and that heat is rising?
I mean, does that usually happen? Well, I think we can rule out that's just a natural thing because then the villagers wouldn't start being all city too.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, even if that was the case, it doesn't explain why they would have put up a barrier or who would have put up a barrier against Eva.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just for clarification, the volcano is like a mountain that spits fire and rock and death, basically.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so if this thing erupts, they're going to be happy about it?
Probably
I don't-
not.
But they hate the cold that is probably like keeping the volcano in check. Oh, is that how it
Maybe?
works? Because it's a hot mountain and then the ice spirit comes in and then it gets cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or colder. I don't know.
Maybe we should ask them why it's like this now.
Was there anyone inside the village you saw?
I assume I saw people. God. You're muted.
Hydrating as I was instructed to by chat.
Oops.
Yes, there were definitely people there. You even overheard some of them talking excitedly about the new hot springs they were eager to try out.
So yeah, the people seem normal. I did see this one house I told you about. It was probably the priest's, was it? Priest's house?
Hmm.
Didn't look quite as cozy as the other ones, so you probably want to go there. There's less trouble there, and I feel like we're involved in trouble again. Other trouble than the trouble we set out to de-trouble. Why does this happen to us?
I don't know.
I think that's part of being an adventurer. It just happens. Just like in the stories.
Welby does have a good point. Once you go out adventuring, you do tend to find more trouble. Sort of like trouble begets trouble, and sometimes when you yourself are in trouble, you kind of get yourself into more trouble because you want to make sure that other people aren't in trouble. It's a whole
I feel
perpetual
like
cycle.
the next trouble should wait about like a week or like 1.5 weeks. Come on, that's not too much to ask, right?
Yep.
Anyway, I'm wising. Let's get this over with so we can find other trouble, I guess, because this is my life now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting.
So who should we go talk to first?
I feel like talking to
I've heard
Ursula.
the priest, yeah.
Oh, the priest? Okay.
I mean, that's her name, right?
Right.
What?
You approach the second gate, I take it.
Mhm.
There are 2 guards there who let you pass without problem. And you can just walk straight to Ursula's house. You would all notice the Go Freeze painted on the door and the lack of rope and talismans.
Who wants to do the talking in this one? Because I'm not doing it.
I mean, Eva said that we can give her. We have this little crystal from Eva to give to her, so I think we can at least tell her what we're doing. Oh, sorry.
Loud.
I have no idea what you're talking about, strange person that I've never met before.
You know who they are.
We
Sam.
came in here together.
Oh, we met on the road. My name is Matthew.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Sam.
Oh.
We have to be pretending.
We're really shit at this.
Wait, were we supposed to be
Sorry.
pretending?
What? Maybe we'll just go there really quickly and be very quiet.
Right, let's go to the house.
Okay.
Yep. Bup, 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 bup.
You're at the house. Without further incident, because I rolled like shit for those guards.
We're so sneaky.
I
So
rolled a
sneaky.
4 I rolled a 4 and a 6, you lucky. I mean, the house exists in this space. It is up to you to decide to interact with it. There's only so much I can do.
I knock on the door.
Wonderful. The door opens. You see who you assume to be Ursula. You have to look up. She is very broad, very tall, white hair pulled back in a messy bun. For a lot of you, probably the first orc you're up close and personal with. She has on these nice pale blue robes with red brocade trim around the sleeves and all the hems. And she's kind of eyeing you warily. May I
Hi.
help you?
Hello.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm Pris, and these are my friends Kai and Sam and Welby.
Hi.
We think you might be able to help us. You see, we noticed you didn't have one of those protection charms.
Protection.
Well, so, also, I guess I don't know how else to put it, so I'll just come right out and say it. Eva sent us.
What a lovely house you have here. We should probably discuss whatever we're about to discuss inside.
I mean, inside. I
Oh,
figured
most
we were headed
definitely.
It's a
inside.
great
So-
house you have here. Let's show us what the house is made of.
What a
besides
wonderful
wood.
town that I've never been to or heard of. How convenient.
And I'm not
You're-
sure I should trust you.
I hold out the crystal.
Yes, perhaps we should discuss certain things inside.
Thank you.
She stands aside and gestures you in. It is a fairly small house, but it is very well kept. Unlike the trash fire that I turn my house into on a weekly basis, it is clean. It is tidy. At the far end is sort of like a miniature version of Eva's shrine you saw in the cave. There is a beautiful stone carving in the middle of it. The shrine is lacquered. There's just this stunning chrysanthemum pattern inlaid with white opal. It is clearly a point of great honor in her household. She gestures you to a table that will barely fit you all. Like, you're lucky Welby is small, or this would have been an even tighter fit. She gestures for you to sit down. She looks old and tired, but she is willing to help you. And if you all take a seat, she'll simply ask you, "What can I do for you, travelers?"
Well, Eva, we met Eva in Shimmerfront, and she seemed concerned that she's being blocked out of the town, and she's afraid that she won't be able to protect it. We told her we'd try and figure out help try and understand what was going on. And she told us that we could trust you, or that she trusts you.
It's been difficult to hold out, but right now I am the only one not siding against her with Kled.
With uh-huh.
I look at chat if that name trips you up.
Yep.
Who's
With
Kled?
Kled, so what's going on? What?
Kled arrived here, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
She is a soothsayer and claims she was drawn to Kavia by a malevolent spirit. And it didn't take long until she started convincing people that Eva was, in fact, not our guardian or our protector, but an evil being keeping us trapped in an eternal winter for her own amusement.
Oh no, but she's so nice.
It's also not true. You live on a frozen mountain. How? I've tried to reason with them, but Kled has a way of speaking to people. It was about a month ago that they put up those ropes and talismans, and I haven't seen Eva. It's getting warmer and warmer in the town. There are hot springs now that make everything reek of sulfur. Our tubers and roots that we rely on for food are dying because this is not what they are meant to grow in. I haven't seen an elk in weeks. We are going to starve at this rate, and they are all too short-sighted to see it.
That's
They're-
horrible.
Yeah, she has people distracted. They're building some new temple nearby.
New temple to who?
Or what? You're muted.
Mute it.
Oh,
My
yeah.
microphone's lying again.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pronounce it. I've never heard of this god before. Tamate?
May I roll a religion check?
Yes, you may.
What is my religion? That's a great question. +5. That's a 23?
A 23. You also have never heard of this being.
Does it sound like any other gods?
Not with what you've been given so far.
Okay. So, Tamate?
Yeah.
Tamate. How do you spell that? From my notes.
Tamait.
Okay. Tamate. The best of all fruits. Some tomates!
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
I mean, if you make it warm enough, they can be tomato farmers.
Have I ever heard of this or read about anything that sounds like this that isn't necessarily a god?
Roll
Anything
history.
in my books? Okay.
Yeah.
Roll, don't roll like crap. History. Oh, okay, that's a 21.
21. Also no.
Okay.
But with those rolls, you're pretty. You're pretty secure in the knowledge that this is not a being that is generally worshipped. Like it's not.
Mhm.
It's not like on a 6, you just have no clue, you've never heard of it. On
Right.
a 23 and a 21, you're like, I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. You know?
Mhm.
I think the Klaus is using like the kind of magic that Welby did on me, where you think something, but it's not you thinking it. Because that sounds pretty stupid to me. Like I generally don't like people, but people are not that stupid. Are they? Are people really that stupid?
I don't know if I've done that before.
I think you've still lost your memory.
Glad is being truthful about just about anything, and I'm pretty sure she's got bad intentions, and I'm the only one that's been holding out, and you saw my door. Not a very popular person right now in Kvia.
Well, I mean, what's stopping you from just cutting the rope?
I've tried.
What happened?
Can't cut it.
And the villagers did that?
Led ordered them to. So I'm sure. Like, she's a soothsayer. She has some magic, I think.
I mean, I don't know a lot about magic, but like invincible stuff is pretty high
Oh no.
up there, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have a magic fight?
I was trying to say I couldn't hear wild.
It's going
So
well.
So that's going really
We're all
well
like-
for us.
First part of your sentence kind of keep getting silenced.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do something about the gating on my microphone. But I also don't want it to pick up all the background noises because dogs. So at some point, someone's just going to have to sit in the Zoom call with me for an hour and let me figure out how gating works.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't hear what Wild said.
I said, oh no, are we gonna have to have a magic fight?
I
I hope
hope
not.
not.
Because we don't know, but like, we can do. I mean, I can speak for myself, but we can do. What can we do? Not a lot. Not invincible rope thingies.
Yeah, I don't know any magic either.
I don't think you might not know it, but you certainly can do things. But I mean, hopefully we can talk to Kled and I don't know, try to convince them to let Eva do her job and let her protect the village?
As you're saying this to your party, you are interrupted by the sound of shattering glass as a brick flies through one of Ursula's windows and clatters to the floor.
Oh, good.
She just sighs resignedly.
Fuck off!
Told you it wasn't very popular.
It's not very nice of them.
Can we get a good visual on who threw it?
Yes, there is a group of kids right outside the window, sort of jeering obnoxiously.
Sweet. I'm going to walk right up to them and I'll be like, stop right there!
Or else what?
Or else I'm going to pin you down and rub your face in the dirt.
Oh, Cled wouldn't
Now
let you.
listen up. Do you think that
What?
was okay?
Yes.
No.
Cled says it's Ursula's fault all the food has disappeared. So he has to
Like
go.
can fuck herself.
Why would Ursula take food? Has Ursula ever taken food from you in the past?
She's sticking with Eva, and Eva is evil.
And
What
why
has
is
Eva ever done to you?
do you believe
Cled
everything you're
says
told?
She makes it cold and makes the winter hurt us.
Winter doesn't hurt you.
Winter's
It's winter.
not-
Hard side eye at well-being 2 levels of exhaustion.
But the
That's
winter
from
also brings.
trekking though.
But the elk that you eat and the tubers and roots that you grow are
They
like the snow.
Cled says they'll come back if Ursula's gone.
Cled
Look, just go talk
obviously
to
doesn't
Cled.
know a whole lot
Yes,
about
she knows
plants.
everything. Cled is right.
Yeah.
Just go
We're
talk
gonna
to
do
him.
that. Like,
No.
people, let's
Oh.
go. Let's get up there. I've got a few things to tell her about plants.
When was the last
not how
time
that
you
works.
all ate?
A few days ago.
Okay, come inside,
Oh my God.
apologize, and I'll make you some food. How's that sound?
I think Cled would be very angry.
And do you always listen to what Cled tells you? Is Cled feeding you?
Do you have actual food?
Mm-hmm.
We're sorry.
Okay, come on inside.
Now you have to really mean it.
And while they're apologizing, I'm gonna create food and water on the table.
They are incredibly begrudging apologies. Many times interrupted when they steal glances at the food you are conjuring.
Oh yeah,
eventually.
I'm gonna like try and get them to sit down. Like they're gonna have a talk with Ursula. Like this is gonna be uncomfortable for them, but it's starting a
And
dialogue.
Ursula, but yes.
And
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it just has intense flashbacks.
But yes, they will, in exchange for food, apologize to Ursula. Some of the older ones are doing the non-apology.
I think you can do better than that.
I said I was sorry.
And I think you should.
felt hurt.
Nope. You hurt her. You broke her window.
I'm very sorry I broke your window.
There you go. And you have to promise never to do it to anybody again, even if it's somebody you don't like. That's not the way you treat people. And
Honestly, that prick could have hurt somebody.
Promise.
uh-huh. There's also at this point, Pris will have like used a little bit of thaumaturgy to make herself look a little more intimidating. Like the
That
eyes
helps.
go
They're-
black.
You're the first terrifying tiefling they've ever seen. That's
Mhm.
a powerful incentive.
Mhm.
Or use Druidcraft to make your hair sway.
I use guidance to give you a 1d4 on a persuasion roll or intimidation.
See, I was just waiting for
Children.
the zone of truth to be dropped, basically. Alright,
Nope.
we're gonna deal with these teenagers once
A
and for all.
practical spell? What?
I would like to cast
No,
Thunder
I don't do
Wave.
that.
Fog cloud.
Shattering all windows Ursula had left. Alright,
Sometimes you need to sacrifice windows to sacrifice children.
and that is
Does the
fair
thing-
and
the
valid.
That's an
Eyes
old
turn
Chinese
black
saying,
over the
actually.
little tiny glasses that she wears on a regular basis.
sorry we broke your window and we won't do it again.
Mhm.
Please don't eat me. Can I float down?
That was an okay apology.
Thank you.
But if Ursula has to accept it, but yes.
You can be real scary if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Look.
Ursula's very forgiving. She's like already slicing like whatever bread Sam made and making little plates for the kids.
Look, teenagers and libraries can be assholes, and so one gets used to laying down the law.
Also, Ursula will take one of the plates of food over to Welby and just sort of hand it over with a wink.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Like
lot
you
of
need
food,
it.
like 45 pounds worth of food is what I can create.
She's
So,
just sort of shoving some in Welby with a, you look like you need it, dear.
I do like food.
I love your hair and the wings.
Yeah, they're new.
how many kids are there? Sorry.
5. But like 2 teenagers who are like ringleaders, and then
Okay.
3 younger ones who think it's so cool the older kids actually talk to them today. That actually
I-
genuinely feel bad that they got roped into this.
Before they leave, I will tell them to get their parents if their parents haven't eaten, and I will feed them too.
No, I don't think they're going to. But we'll try. Can I have some of the bread to take home? Like for
Of
we're
course.
on the way there.
Mm-hmm. And they can take a goodie bag.
Yeah, doggy bags for everyone.
Right, now that we've distributed about 10 kilograms of food, what do we do with the other 20?
Some food types are very heavy. Like if it's all brisket, I mean that's only like 5 briskets. Anyway, you're having a little food party. You do see one of the teenagers take his little goodie bag and sort of beeline towards the new temple that you assume is not his actual home. He's just making a straight line for this super tall structure made of black stone, still surrounded by scaffolding, like it's by no means done. And sort of slips into these double doors.
What a snooze.
As he's doing that, I'm going to just casually be casting mending on the window. And I'm just going to laugh. And that's exactly what I wanted to happen. Now they know that there's an actual person with actual skills to help people in this town.
The long con.
That's a really long game.
Sam's
I
just
just
gonna
want to
move
just go
in
some
here
children.
and make food and water every day.
This was my character arc.
This is it.
I
People
now
I can
the
help,
village. I'm a
okay.
saint.
Forever.
Yeah.
So we all agree that we should like go up there because like this woman obviously doesn't know her plans work, and that makes me very angry.
I mean,
Right?
we can?
I don't think she's gonna listen, but sometimes you just need to yell at people, even though you know that they're not gonna change their opinion. Just because
She doesn't sound like a nice person.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I think that if we have a few options of going about this, right? We could make friends with the villagers, prove that they made the poor choice and take down the lords, right? Option 2, we confront
No, I
Kled.
can't do that, but you can, yes.
We confront Kled and we say, hey, what's up? You do understand that everyone is starving because of what you're doing. Why'd you do this? Who is your god that I've never heard of? And then they know where we stand after that conversation. And that's maybe not our best play, right?
Isn't it?
Because
it's always good to tell people where you stand. We're not going to trick the people here into not being arseholes.
Well, we're
No.
not tricking them.
I mean, no, but we can just, if we're not tricking them, then there's no harm done in being like, okay, we tried being diplomatic, let's, I don't know, run a campaign against her or something. It's not like for mayor, you can just be, hey, choose either for guardian spirit instead of whatever weird god you have.
To mate.
No, maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe if we ask Cled why they think that Eva's the problem. And I would love to find out at least more about this temple that they're building.
Or
It makes me nervous that I've never read or heard about this Tamet. Tomate? Tomate?
To
Tomate?
mate?
Tomate?
To mate.
I've never...
But don't you know, like, all the gods?
I know most of the ones that are commonly worshipped in this area. Well, in this realm, I suppose, and not only the gods, but powerful beings that could also potentially do things. I read a lot. I have books on mythology and books on... So the fact that I've never heard of it is concerning.
Concerning, yeah.
Anik, can you roll a D100 for me?
I
oh no.
absolutely can.
Because I think Graham the
Random
player is a little
encounter.
bit more clever than Sam, but...
14.
14. Oh gosh, okay. Do you want me to spoil my assumption of who it is?
No.
Okay, then I am not gonna say anything. Sam doesn't know nothing.
No.
What we can do is we can start an avalanche, and if
Wait, slow
Cled
down, slow
What?
down,
if
slow
Cled
down
can't
for a
stop
second. What?
them, we have to tell
No.
the village people that they have to talk to Eva again and make her stop it.
And what happened? Okay. Remember that discussion we had literally 2 days ago about caution, right?
I mean, but Eva can stop it.
What happens if Eva does not?
Her power isn't
happens-
as strong as it used to be because she's blocked off from the village.
And what
She might
happens if she can't save it? Everyone dies.
Just a general rule, I found that causing natural disasters is not a good idea. Just generally, it's not a good idea. A lot of people die doing this.
Does Welby look like he still has this as a solid plan B option?
Maybe.
Okay.
Put him in the
Well-
scarf.
Welby, I need you to promise me you will not start an avalanche or work to start an avalanche without due warning. And due warning is not the minute you are about to do it. It is like a day in advance.
Like 2 days. 2 days.
Day? But what if we don't have that kind of time?
I think there's always time for like advanced warning when
For
creating an
avalanches,
avalanche.
It's like one of the adventurer's code thingies. By the time you know that's this better than me, it's like rule number
Oh, yes.
3.
And we also agreed that we wouldn't injure or hurt or put at risk any of the villagers. You wouldn't want to break
That's a
your
good
promise to
point.
Eva.
It's an excellent point.
Oh,
Because
that's
she might
true.
actually kick your ass.
But a controlled avalanche is different. If you can figure out how to do a controlled avalanche that is preventable and will not hurt anyone else.
Also, maybe we should, if this is something that, not saying we should do it, and I don't think we should, but also it might be good to give Eva a heads up that might be something that you are considering to do. If you're going to tell anybody, Eva's the one who can actually stop it. She needs to be in on the plan.
I is showing a long look with Ursula.
But I
Very
don't
long.
think that it's a good idea. So I don't think we should do it at all. I think maybe
I like
we
how
should.
our plans went from going to Clad and screaming at her to causing an absolute avalanche.
I just think we should talk to Kled and ask questions and see
So
why
you
they
don't
think
want
this
me
is.
to scream at her? Okay.
No.
But I really want to. Because she's
Change it-
basically letting people starve, and that's not good.
No, but
That's actually
generally,
really shitty.
screaming at people doesn't help them change their minds.
We should scream enough at them. I've scared a few people in my life.
I mean, scaring them is one thing, but that doesn't make them any more receptive to what you're trying to tell them.
It's true.
At least,
I hate people.
I know. I know you do.
You can just scare animals away when they're being shitty. People.
A little more complicated sometimes. I mean, I scared those kids, but I also, I
You
did
really
scare
scared me
them.
with that.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot coming from you.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
Sometimes I do wish that I don't normally like to be scary to people. Again, I find it doesn't help them listen. But with teenagers are a whole other breed sometimes, I feel like, and they're
I'm about 18 years old. Just putting that out there.
I know, but they're more like animals in which, scaring them is an effective tool.
Right, well, let's get going to the temple, I guess. I'm gonna take the brick and I'm gonna put it outside. Actually, I'm gonna keep the brick.
Does the temple have windows?
Exactly, just in case.
I-
Solid black stone.
I will also cast mending on the window.
Okay.
Sam, beat me
Who's
to
doing
it.
the talking?
But there are a lot of pieces, so it may take a while. So I think
Fair.
between the two of us, it would
Between the
quicken
two
it.
of us, you'll finish twice as fast.
Yes.
Which isn't always how this works, but in this case, it works in your favor.
Who's doing
You
the
now
talking?
have a brick you can add to your inventory.
Nice.
It is a brick.
Nice. Improvised weapon is what you say.
Yes. Non-proficient, indeed.
Is there a donation box thing to Eva in Ursula's, like...
There is only the altar, and you get the feeling that nobody leaves some money. It's usually trinkets and pretty things.
Okay, I'm gonna put my quarterstaff down.
Okay,
Which has been with me since I left Avon. I'm gonna set it down.
nice.
And I'm gonna put my mace on my hip and say, well, every step has to start somewhere. And then out the door.
Okay. I take it everybody follows to this.
Hmm.
It's kind of imposing. It's just black stone. There's no windows made of glass. They're probably still getting there. Again, everything's scaffolding. There are villagers working on these scaffolds right now. But the
Before
front doors are open.
Before we do get to there, I would like to cast Enhance Ability on someone.
Someone accept my love.
Someone take your shit. Probably... Kyle would probably go more to Sam than to Priest.
Yeah, like I said, where's that ship? I need to make a little ship card as well. Just a little,
Yeah,
just a little boat. Just a little boat.
This time just because Sam was walking first.
Oh,
He seemed like the
definitely.
person-
No
Yes,
ulterior
absolutely.
motives whatsoever.
They don't even know what that means.
No, that's what makes it so cute. You're both so helpless.
Hey, you have advantage on charisma checks.
Yeah!
Yes.
I don't even... Oh yeah, my charisma score of 10.
That's why you're
Nice.
getting advantage.
Somebody could have answered me.
Oof,
But
too
no,
bad
you
there's
were
no,
I don't
busy
need
collecting
it.
bricks.
too bad no one here is
Ooh.
charisma based. Because
Yeah,
Yeah, I
sure,
know,
because
weird. I don't know
someone got
who's
an
that.
unnatural 18 in charisma.
Welby has a
Weird.
beautiful amount of charisma, but you know, judgment.
Well, he just has that kind of charisma that stuns everybody who looks at him. He's just, he's so pretty.
I mean, it's the wings and the hair and the pixie dust. just so nice.
Say that there isn't like a bar, do you? Or anything like that weird.
Hey, people, let's not get in a fight.
Oh please, who travels with a bard nowadays? They're so 3.5.
Oh no.
Yeah,
What
fair.
are we, the Harpers?
No, you
Stop
have
harping
a,
on about that and
slightly
go to the
different
temple.
game.
Really
Right.
weird.
Oh,
You're
look,
in-
this temple made out of blackstone.
Did I mention it's Blackstone? No, it's
You did.
Yeah. You can just walk in if you want, if that's what you want to do.
It's got big double doors.
Does.
People on the scaffolding.
Correct.
Okay.
I'd be more impressed if you remember this when we come back for season 2 than I am for you remembering something.
I
said 20 minutes
I am
ago.
literally gonna write it down during callouts because I will forget. I know 100% I will forget. I will be in mid conversation with this NPC and be like, "Who are you again?"
Yep. So you walk inside, and the inside is largely empty. It has a really pretty floor mosaic. And at the back of the temple is a copper chalice filled with gold coins and colored gems and pieces of jewelry.
What does the mosaic look like? Paint me a picture with words.
It is a beautiful woman with long dark hair. Eyes are closed, wearing a cloak of red, green, and blue with black and white lining.
Huh.
Would you like to try another
Hmm.
religion check at this particular
Interesting.
point?
Yeah, I would love to make a religion check. That's a nat 20 for a 24.
Hey, look! It's what the Temple of Tiamat usually looks like.
Yeah, weird.
Wow,
So strange.
Weird, yeah. Oh
So
goodness.
unusual.
It's almost like they moved a letter I and then moved it to the.
Technically,
Yeah.
it's just Tiamat backwards.
Yeah.
You don't even have to move
Oh,
a
yeah.
letter, just go backwards. All there's to it.
Oh no.
Oh goodness.
Hey, Dragon Goddess. Happy fun times.
Sam takes a
This
look,
is fine.
and then he takes a look to all of his companions, covers his mouth, takes a big breath. Okay.
Would I have recognized it at this point as well?
I think, considering it's a DC 12 history check,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, this is
I'd have to roll
five-headed
real
dragon
low.
goddess bullshit.
I have a +9 to my history, so I'd have to roll real low to get under that.
No, you and Sam realize there's just this big oh no at roughly the same time.
Oh, yep.
This is the moment Sam realizes he's way over his head.
Okay.
What's
That is a
wrong?
really good point to end today's game because we're a little over time. Oh, no. And now we can look forward to season 2 with Tiamat and
Great.
you know her
Season 2
dragony
with
friends.
Tiamat.
Sounds like a talk show.
Season 2. With
As one of
Tiamat.
our guests, we have Tiamat. Thank you for your input.
I would absolutely tune into that talk show. I would.
Can't wait for the
I
next
would watch
episode.
So
Yeah.
would many people, actually.
Yeah,
What were you
for
saying,
reasons.
Same
Oh,
as
sorry, I can't wait for the next episode called Plan B: The Avalanche.
The avalanche was never a better option until just barely.
I'm writing down the episode title.
Like how
Yep.
2 members of the party have every idea what's going on. 2 of us are just, oh, pretty mistake.
I know.
She looks a little bit like Eva in a fancy cloak.
Oh.
Oh.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
Let's do call-outs.
What?
Sign offs.
What?
Let's do
Can't
sign offs
say
first.
that.
Let's just do sign offs. Let's just start with Swapper before I start crying with laughter again because your faces are epic right now.
Whew.
Swapper.
Hello, I am opening my notes, but they won't help me now. I'm Swapper. I have played Kai, who thinks it's still a pretty mosaic, and apparently it has resemblance to Eva, which is interesting. You can find me on Twitter under @GreatSimplicity, as well as on twitch.tv/EvaSorate's channel, where I am GMing a D&D 5e urban campaign every 2nd and 4th Saturday called City of Shadows. Apart from that, there's nothing that I can contribute to this discussion, apart from my favourite moment of the session, which is Many good moments. Many good moments. I think the little Arctic fox being chased by the what's it called, Chibonga,
Swinga.
Yeah.
Chwinga, was just cute. Also, only giving me an animal to survive. So thanks.
I know, right? I'm so helpful.
You are.
Lady Dame.
Hi, I'm Lady Dame. You can find me at the Lady Dame pretty much everywhere that's important. Oh, hey, we also have commands, y'all. Let's see, what have I got going on? Here, I'm trying to think. I have stuff. I stream on my own channel, Saturdays through Mondays currently. Saturdays, I do what are called Smutty Saturdays, and I read Smut out loud. This week I have guests that are also here on Open for Adventure often, Kappa and Seth, and it's good, y'all. It's gonna be a wild time. It's gonna be a lot. So that's at 9 p.m.
Donation option to get part of the smut written by Kronk.
Maybe.
What was that sentence you just said?
I don't know why you would.
Sorry.
Right, the smut
I
for
don't-
Cusco. Cusco smut.
I don't know
Are you
what
reading
you
Cusco
why you would.
Because then I have to set my alarm at 5 a.m.
I don't know why you would
Why?
think that we would have that donation limit. It's fine. Anyway, so we're doing a bunch of stuff. I also have on my own channel coming up for the holidays on Christmas Eve. I'll be reading some Christmas stories and doing a Muppet Christmas Carol watch party for those who want to hang out, and then also running 2 one-shots in the Tales of Equestria TTRPG game. I've got 2 really, really phenomenal casts for that, and it'll be the first time I've GM'd on a stream before and it'll be on my own channel, so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time. Oh, hold on. I just also had to allow that. There we go. So yeah, that's me. That's what I do. You can find out about everything that I'm up to on my Twitter is the best place for that. But so my favorite part, let's see. There were so many little good moments. I liked Welby's avalanche plan. I thought that was a very funny moment for all of us.
More than ever.
Speaking of, Wild.
Yes, hello, hi, I'm Wild Engineer, at Wild Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. I don't think I have anything coming up except probably something on December 26th. I might be running 10 candles for my birthday or something on Dicey Amazons, maybe. We'll see. Yeah. And my favorite of the thing of the day was probably the Wanderers of Love and Hope and Anik. So precious.
I can't. I'm not looking at any of you right now. Green.
Hi, I'm Gramander, and I played Samander. And you can find me every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard on my own channel, Graham Crackers, that's with a Z. And that is on the long-term Goldshine Investigations campaign, where we will be breaking a siege before a cult can sneak into a city. Outside of that, you can find me on Saturdays starting 2 or 3 weeks from now on Polished Cryptid, where I will be playing a brand new character in a nautical themed campaign at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard on Saturdays. Otherwise, you can find me on Wednesdays here, and next
Don't forget we have a 2-week
March.
break.
What?
We have a 2-week break.
Oh, we have a 2-week break. But next March, you can find me DMing 2 different shows on my own channel, which the cast will be announced in January, so stay tuned.
Nice. If only
Oh, and my
time
favorite
zones-
part was Neek crying.
Oh, God. Fucking name of yours. Like, if time zones were the thing, I would be in all of your games. But sadly, I only run Uncaged on Wednesdays. Again, we're having a 2-week break. We're back in January after we have some Christmas and New Year's relaxation, hopefully. I have been running so many one-shots, I'm actually running out of stuff to announce. I am running a 10 Candles game in January on Eva Sarage channel. I get to be a player in a sci-fi horror game on Eva Sarage channel called Mothership. Either the 30th or the 31st of January. We still have to pick one. Maybe I should get on that at some point. And then somewhere in January or February, I get to be a pirate bard on Eva's channel, which also sounds amazing. And I so want the possum familiar, I'm gonna go for it. And I accidentally bought more horror RPGs I now need to run, and my country went to a stricter lockdown. So watch my Twitter, @Anikster. Because I want to be running Vasen and Bluebeard's Bride that I just got because the cover had gold foil, but it actually looks like it's actual fun, so that should be good. Yeah, don't worry, Lady Dame, you'll be in one of them. I'll make it happen. We'll get there. Favorite part of tonight? I'm not going with the name because I have abs from laughing so hard. That is the dumbest name. I'm just gonna, I was gonna save this one for call-outs, but I'll share it here. My favorite one was Kai going, I have a few things to say to her about plants. Just that sentence. I already knew this was a Tiamat situation, so my brain image of you storming up to a 5-headed dragon goddess going, I have a few opinions on plants you need to hear right now. Beautiful. Loved it.
Have you considered our Lord and Savior plans?
There you go. Yeah, we're gonna go on a 2-week break, and hopefully you'll join us again on January 6th, I think, for season 2, Cursed Inquisitor. Although I think a few weeks ago we subtitled it Welby's Revenge, so who knows? I'm sure it'll be fine. Same time until daylight savings proves us over again. Same wonderful cast, updated art, and yeah, dragons. We're finally putting the dragons in Dungeons and Dragons. I can't wait. I hope to see all of you again. Stay healthy, stay as sane as you are now, or improve if that's what you want to do. Hydrate, pet your pets, and have a very lovely Christmas holiday. Bye, everybody.